just remembered this wasn't on. The ones that school gave. Oh gosh. Actually, my first Chromebook was actually also hello Desk and hello Cheetah Man. My first Chromebook was actually I bought it from somebody that I think it was their personal one or one that, yeah, I guess I don't know if it was one they had from school, but anyway, I bought a used one, and I used that one for like 3 years, 3 or 4 years. It was really good. So actually, I got a new Chromebook for myself in late 2019. Actually, 2019, I got an updated one that has a touchscreen and all that. It wouldn't even download. You had to do stuff by websites. Oh gosh. I mean, I don't know. I don't know. The ones they gave around here actually to the high schoolers were actually pretty good. So I don't know. I don't know. I guess your school budget was like, yeah, we'll just get them on sale or something. But the Chromebooks I had, they worked great. I used mine a lot for work. At the time, I was managing a store and I was doing orders, and it was great because I would like walk around the store and see what we were missing and then just order what we needed. So it was very convenient. I've never had a problem with my Chromebooks. I don't know. I'm a big fan of them, honestly. They're very stable, and they're very user friendly, I would say. We bought one actually for my mom. Excuse me. We bought one for my mom, and she loves it because it's not like you have to deal with Windows updates, um, or anything like that. Like she doesn't do anything like computer wise. Like she doesn't need a PC. She doesn't need like she's not like a gamer. So the Chromebook works really well for her because she just browses stuff, watches videos, go to Facebook, and the other good thing about them is that it's not like she's really gonna end up getting hacked, because it's not like the same as a Windows PC that a lot of people get. You get targeted. It's a targeted thing. Um, Yeah, Chromebooks are really good, honestly. Actually, the one that I have, I can actually use as a drawing tablet. Um, so I mean, they come in all kinds of what's the word? What's the word I'm looking for? They come in all kinds of varieties, honestly. Honestly, they um they come in there's like budget ones. Honestly, the one that I got for my mom was like used, and it was like under $100. The one that I have now, it was like 200, and that's only because it's like a touch screen. Like I said, like it's only like a more advanced one, but otherwise, like it doesn't have it's simple. It's simple. I like them. I like the simplicity of them. You know, and I like how it's my so like if I'm like this, I'm basically looking at my Chromebook usually. Like when I'm trying to find someone to raid at the end of the night, I'm like this because I'm watching other streams on my Chromebook trying to find someone to raid. So yeah, I use it for a lot of extra stuff. If I'm doing something on my main computer, like drawing or let's say I'm working on something and I want to watch a tutorial, uh, I only have one monitor still. So it works great because I can just watch the YouTube video on the Chromebook or have it playing beside me while I'm working on the main computer, you know? I'm using an Amazon Fire tablet to animate with. I might have to reconsider. I didn't even know you could do that with a Fire tablet. So yeah, I mean, they come in all kinds of varieties, honestly. Honestly, the one that I have actually comes with its own drawing pen that's calibrated for the screen, for the touch screen. So yeah, I don't know. The tech is here. We have the technology. have the technology. But hope everyone has had a nice week so far. Just gonna have a comfy time here for the weekend. You know, relaxing time. We'll see how long the stream goes. Oh, I forgot I was gonna add a little channel redeem. I didn't get a chance to do it. Maybe I'll do it in a little bit. But we're outdoors again, kind of an outdoors feel. I just decided to add a little more of maybe like a camp out feel. So we have crackling fire this time for something a little different. So I hope everyone has a nice comfy time. I have some I can do some other stuff too. You know, between lulls and all that, so yeah. But yeah, like with tablets these days, all kinds of things, like you can do everything. I actually I had a trial for the mobile Clip Studio Paint that I was gonna try on the Chromebook, but I couldn't get into it. I prefer to do it on the PC. It is ASMR. I'm not screaming, am I? This is ASMR. This is the vibe. This is our ASMR vibe tonight. We're just out having a comfy time. I should try to have like a theme, because I don't have the fancy 3D. I don't have the fancy ASMR equipment, so I gotta have a little more stuff happening. You know, I mean, I could just shut off everything and talk, but but yeah, we're just doing some softly spoken stuff. I'm just having comfy time, you know. I could do, you know, I wonder if there's like campfire stories on that website I use for short stories. Actually, never checked if they have that sort of. I have a couple of other things saved up. I wonder if they specifically maybe have like campfire themed stuff. Let's see. Searching for it. They changed this website. I was on this website not that long ago. Campfire. Let's see. They do have some stories. This one. So that's an option. Oh, the Boy Scouts book of campfire stories. Yeah, it's kind of like roleplay, you're right. Yandere, oh my gosh. Sadish, I bring out the knife. And just tell people I'm carving up pears. At least make them believe that. Is that what it should be? Yeah, it's more like ASMR roleplay. It's probably maybe a better description. Which I like those. Those are actually like, those are the kind of ASMR things I watch, because I think it's kind of neat. There's a lot of really cool ASMR artists, as I say, that do that sort of thing. I think it's really cool, honestly. It's creative. It's very creative. Alex, how are you? Oh no, hope you're ready to take another nap. How are you? And let me know if the sounds are okay. If the sounds are okay, or maybe a little too low or too high, let me know. They sound okay to me, but you're tired as F. Okay, well, I hope we just have a comfy time and you're able to get some rest. Oh, the gym is killing you. Oh yeah. Yeah, when you're not used to the gym and you're getting used to getting your body through it, you get so sore at first until your muscles get more used to it. And then eventually you get to the point where you gotta push yourself to get sore again. But that's the goal. Get sore. That sounds worse out of context. I listen to them while dozing off to sleep. grocery shopping or listen to music. That's fair. Yeah. Yeah, so there's all kinds of roleplay ASMR, honestly. A lot of comfy ones, That's the goal, to get sore, yeah, exactly. Then you got well, it's true. That's how you know your muscles are doing work. It's very interesting. Honestly, going to the gym and doing that kind of stuff it's interesting to me. I don't know. In that weird geeking out sort of thing. Because you are slowly tearing your muscles and then rebuilding them. And they rebuild stronger and all that. Like it's like odd, but it's very cool. I don't know. I just think it's very neat. Fitness is really good. I do need to get back to that. I'm having a hard time getting I've been sleeping in very late the past few days, actually. I did my own home workout. I died. I couldn't even walk. Yeah. I mean, you definitely have to know your limits early on. You know, you don't want to suffer so much that then you don't want to do it. That's much more terrifying with that voice. Well, I guess if I'm doing my job here, that's fine. I guess if I'm doing my job here, that's good. But yeah. Yeah, you definitely gotta know your limits early on, because you don't want to suffer so much that then you're discouraged. You don't want to be discouraged. The first time I went to the gym, I've actually usually had a trainer at the gym. My first trainer sucked ass. So my first trainer really, really sucked. And she pushed me way too hard, to be honest. I'm talking, I'm super not experienced, super not, like anyway, she had me do these, what do you call it? It was a type of lunge, I believe it was. And honestly, that's how I hurt my back originally. I can't prove it, of course, because, whatever. But that's basically how I hurt my back originally, my lower back. And then I didn't go to the gym for like a year because I couldn't walk for 3 months. So that's how that happened. It's not that I don't want to do it. I see a six-pack coming. Should I become lazy? Yeah, you just have to pace yourself. Maybe that's a better word. You have to understand how to pace yourself. Like, especially where you are in your current fitness skill set. For sure. You want to, so I did 50 put. Yeah, you can't like gung-ho into it, Yeah, those aren't too bad. It was, the one I had, it was like a step-up lunge. I forget if that's what it's called. But I had to step up on something and do like a move and go back down. And it was hard. It was difficult for me to do, but I don't know. I actually have a very high pain tolerance, so I probably didn't realize I was hurting myself. I was lucky enough to find a trainer that is not a pushover. Well, don't get me wrong, not all trainers suck. I've had 3 trainers since then that were perfectly fine. They're perfectly fine, and they didn't like torture me whatsoever. they were very kind and very patient with me, and honestly, I really enjoyed it. I enjoyed learning new moves and trying new things and pushing myself. I really do genuinely enjoy the gym. Unfortunately, my anxiety takes over wanting to go to the gym right now with COVID still going on, to be honest. But like, I can go to the gym anytime. Unfortunately, I choose not to right now. So we did get a Ring Fit Adventure, which honestly is a really good cardio workout. I'd have to say, from doing it a handful of times. Like if you grab Ring Fit, it is actually really good. And it's very, what's it called? I don't know. It's really challenging, to be honest. Mac, or the Hulk taking that paid on like it's a. I really do have a very high paid tolerance. I don't really feel most things. Actually, for my second surgery that I had 6 years ago, the reason I had surgery was I had a cyst that kept growing, and my doctor was like, "Don't you feel it?" Like I'm talking. This thing was like, I think it was becoming like the size of like something between like a lemon and a grapefruit or something inside my body, and I didn't feel it at all. So yeah, I have a very high pain tolerance. Like if I hurt myself, it hurts for, I don't know. It hurts initially, and then my body's like, yeah, whatever. Yeah, I'm telling you, bodies are weird, man. Bodies are weird. I've had a lot of weird things happen. Like when I say bodies are weird, like I'm not lying to you. That's why I say it all the time. You know, I'm definitely not one of those people that don't feel pain, because that's actually a medical condition. There's actually people out there that don't feel pain whatsoever, and it's actually incredibly dangerous. It's incredibly Listen, legitimately, Cheetah, that's basically what happened. Like I remember we were sitting in his office, like they did an ultrasound, and they're looking, and and he's showing me this thing, and he's like, "What's wrong with you?" It's like, I don't understand. Like he actually, you could honestly tell. Like he thought it was bizarre. I didn't feel it. No, no kink shaming, doctor. Exactly. How dare you, doctor? How dare you? Don't judge me. Don't judge my life. But yeah, that and honestly, oddly enough, come to think of it, that cyst we found not on accident, I would say, but I was getting an ultrasound for something else, and then we found it, kind of similar to the tumor I had last year, that I had just over a year ago in my thyroid. We found it by accident. People don't feel like pain at all is too dangerous. Yeah, from having a fever to scratching yourself in your sleep. It's very true. It's very true. It's incredibly dangerous. It's incredibly dangerous. You could literally break your arm and have absolutely no idea. You could break your arm, you could break your legs, and if you don't feel the pain, you'll just legitimately walk it off. And it's incredibly dangerous because you can make it so much worse. Accident. Yeah, I found my thyroid tumor by accident last year. I was getting an MRI on my neck, actually, and the hospital was like, "You have to go to your doctor." It's like, "What do you mean I have to go to my doctor?" They're like, the MRI picked up something else." I'm like, "What the fuck are you talking about?" So yeah, go figure. So yeah, your body is strange and mysterious in many ways. That's for sure. So yeah, I do have a pretty high pain tolerance. I remember once, so I used to pet rats. If there's anything people know, is that I love talking about my rats. I did have one rat, which, oddly enough, her name was 𝗙cie𝗹𝗹liche, which we thought it was really funny, right? Yeah, she turned out to be a real piece of work, by the way. She was a bit of a biter. If you've never been bitten by rodents, you are blessed. Let me tell you, you are blessed. Rodent bites are some of like the worst bites I feel with the pain. I also used to have my first My first rodent was a hamster, and then I used to have gerbils for about 6 years. And every time, like, I got bit or something, yeah, it was it was terrible. It was terrible. But yeah, so soon today, I loved her. Don't get me wrong, I loved her. But holy shit, she was a biter. One day she attacked my finger. I actually thought I might have had to go to the hospital. She seemed to have some kind of mental issue, honestly. She attacked my finger, and when I mean she attacked it, I mean she bit it like 10 to 15 times. She was having a moment. And that was probably the worst feeling. My finger was bleeding so badly. But then, like, within an hour, I was like, whatever. I walked it off. Like, I was crying. I was crying. It hurt so bad. And then after that, I was like, whatever. And then I was like back to the computer and just doing regular shit. One trainer, his size is about the rock size. He overworked his body that day. His body broke down, laid there like nothing, waiting. Yeah, your body can definitely be like, fuck this, you know. And that's why it's like, honestly, at least for me, I feel like my body gives me signals for certain things and then doesn't give me signals for other things. So it's very bizarre. That's why it's like, body, what are you doing? Sometimes it's like, is this an allergy? Do I have a cold? Like, what is this, body? Please let me know. Because then I also have like my allergies, I get all kinds of symptoms, and that's the thing, like, bodies are just weird. My anxiety has given me very strange symptoms sometimes. That's like, why do I feel like this? Is this my anxiety? So yeah, that's why I always go by the motto that bodies are weird from experience. But yeah, sometimes, like, your body will be like, no, sometimes. I've mentioned a few times, I was having a very bad fatigue problem the past few months, actually. Probably since about late May. And when I say, like, fatigue, I don't mean like, oh, I was so tired. I mean, like, my body's like, you can't function. You need to go back to bed. It's very bad. But I think it actually had to do with my thyroid levels. So I'm starting to take some medication for that and seeing if that helps. See if that's finally resolved. So we'll see. I have been feeling better, but I've been sleeping in pretty bad this week. So I don't know. Bodies do weird things. Bodies do weird and strange things, that's for sure. But yeah, when it comes to the gym, it's definitely important to pace yourself. Because eventually, like I said, you get to a point where you do have to push yourself again. You know, so it's important to not push yourself too much at the start. But yeah, I really enjoyed going to the gym and certain machines, doing weights. I actually love doing weights. I think it's a lot of fun. It's definitely anxiety inducing. For sure, especially as a woman at the gym, but I love going to, like, you know, grabbing some weights and, you know, it's like, yeah, I'm gonna do something with my 15 pounds. I'm gonna do my best. I'm gonna do my bestest. As far as that goes. But yeah, the gym's great. The gym's a lot of fun. Yeah. If you want some YouTubers, I don't know if you watch any YouTubers, Alex, but I'd be more than happy to give you some links to some folks that I used to watch in the past, when I was getting gym ideas. So, I also know there's someone that we were watching recently that has, like, a really cool vibe. He does exercises and, like, some other kind of stuff like that, you know? So I was overhydrating or walking too much. Walking to the kitchen, I heard ring. Oh no! I don't usually hear, like, that was actually probably extreme, Cheetah. I have, that was probably closer to almost fainting, I would say, because I have had that, actually when I had a low low blood pressure problem once. I was having a fainting problem for a short amount of time too. I'm telling you, I've had a lot of phases with my body just doing weird shit. Yeah, that sounds almost like a blood pressure thing. So, yeah, I'll gather some links for you later, Alex. I'll have to go through my, gotta go through the list. I gotta go find the names, because I only remember one offhand. But there was a few. Actually, one that I remember offhand, his name is Jax, or Jax Blade. He is a really fun personal trainer that does suggested exercises on YouTube, and he is a total nerd, and I say that in the most loving way because he does like cosplay exercise regimes and things that's like, if you want to look like this character, like if you want these arms, these are the kind of exercises you should do. And he's really funny. There's a lot of skits. He's actually a lot of fun. His name was I believe it's Jax Blade. If it's not that, I'll find it for you later, but that's someone that I would highly suggest checking out for exercise stuff. He has a really good warm-up. Do you? Yeah, he's great, right? He's great. I love him. I love him. He used to post really funny stuff on Instagram. Yes, I love his cosplay workouts. I love it. I haven't watched him in a while. Now I'm like, damn, I want to go watch his videos again. I used to do his warm-up routine, actually. He had a really good warm-up routine that it was like, oh, like warm up in like 3 minutes or something like that. Like every warm-up exercise was like 30 seconds. I don't know, but it was really good. I actually used to do specifically his warm-up routine because it was pretty solid. It was very solid. So yeah, fitness is definitely a very, very big thing that I want to get back into. I'm trying to think of some other ideas because I've talked about the March motivation that I did back in March. I might want to do something like a monthly motivation that maybe we can talk about our goals and maybe talk about the monthly and how far along we are doing that. What's up, Iso? How are you? It's the weekend! Yay! Yay! It's the weekend, Iso. Yay! We're just having our comfy little camp out here. Comfy camp out today. And chilling. We're talking about fitness right now and all that. So, which actually, yeah, I used to like certain like sports and certain exercises years ago. I used to like doing like tennis, like just kind of like volleying sort of thing. I used to think that was really fun. Or sometimes even just playing against like the wall, just the motions and stuff. Tennis is probably like one of those those sports that I actually used to bother watching for a while. And all that. So, there's other things that like folks would do. What else? What else? Oh, you know what I like? You know what I like is like a casual thing. I love throwing frisbee around. I love throwing like frisbees around. And I found out about 2 years ago. Well, I think it was about like a year and a half ago maybe. I found out about a sport called disc golf. It's basically golf, but it's frisbees. And I was like, why have I never heard of this before? Why have I never heard of this before? I want to try it. I want to try it. I still haven't tried it, actually. I don't know if anyone here maybe has tried disc golf. But it's basically just golf, but with like tiny little frisbees. That's like totally up my alley. I just remembered. I want to try that. I want to try that. Disc golf, I've heard of ultimate frisbee. Yeah, but no, this is there's actually excuse me, I just ate right before stream. There's actually like courses and stuff. Yeah, you have to get the frisbee like in these like in a goal sort of thing. And I used to love doing frisbee, so I was like, shit, I want to try that. I just remembered I still want to do that. I still want to do that. But then it's like, shit, I gotta go buy equipment. I gotta go get equipment. That's the only thing, like, when you want to try, like a sport of some kind, right? Right. You have to get equipment and all that. You're very bad at frisbee. Oh, okay. Okay, well, I got a tip for you. So if you start watching Sailor Moon, and then when she's doing her moon tiara magic, you just do that. Just take tips from Sailor Moon. That's it. That's my life pro tip for you for frisbee. That's what I got. As far as that goes. Oh gosh. My god, I'm putting myself to sleep. Anyway. But yeah, I used to love throwing frisbees around. Actually, I think it's a lot of fun. A lot of fun. Little crackly noise thing. I wonder if this goes well with the campfire. Something I debated doing today, and maybe I'll do it next week or some other time, is maybe doing like a little show and tell. Maybe showing off some of my like merch or enamel pins and talking about that, you know. A big thing right now in Brazil sports is foot volley. What's foot volley? I gotta Google this. Foot volley. Wait a minute, is this volleyball but with feet? What the fuck is this? What the fuck is this? What? Oh my god. This is impressive, actually. This is actually impressive. It's like, wait, that's actually really difficult to do, you know? That's actually very challenging. That reminds me of... It almost reminds me of like over here there's something called the hacky sack. I don't know if you guys play with that or not. Reminds me of that, like when they go back and forth with their knees, like the hacky sack or whatever. Yeah. What ball is used for? Oh, the heck? It was invented in 1965. I've never heard of this. I've never heard of this. Oh, it was created in Brazil. It was actually created in Brazil, according to the here in Google, on the Googles here. That's cool. Copacabana Beach was first known as Pivole, which literally means foot. I don't know if I said that right, so I apologize. But that's cool. Yeah. Like, I like how literally volleyball and football got together and had a baby. They had a baby. That's amazing. That's amazing. I want to make a meme. I'm trying to... Wow, I can't believe... Wow, that's interesting though. It was made in 1965 though. It's so cool, actually, honestly. Huh. It's actually really intriguing. I love it. Love it. That's honestly difficult. I mean, soccer by itself is difficult. Volleyball by itself is difficult, so I can't imagine trying to play volleyball with your feet, to be honest with you. That's actually pretty phenomenal. That's pretty phenomenal. already plays it since I can remember. Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. Yeah, it's interesting how there's a lot of trends, I suppose, with a lot of trends with sports and things, you know. Should grab this other thing. When it comes to that sort of stuff, became an official sport with championships in the last 2 years. Interesting. I think that's a good point. Is that there's a lot of like casual games that folks play or make up. You know. Arthur, how are you? No, you're not late. You're here just in time. To hang out. Yeah, doing well. We're just kind of talking about some fitness and sports and just vibing. You're with the Campout feel. You're with the comfy Campout feel. So enjoy. Yeah, Alex was just telling about something called foot volley. You said, oh my gosh, I'm scrolling. Foot volley, which is soccer / football, depending on your country, and volleyball had a baby. Literally, I'm impressed. Actually impressed. Very impressed. Marshmallow. Speaking of marshmallow, which I didn't fix ahead of time. I'm sorry, but I did bring marshmallows. I forgot I was going to see if someone said it. I didn't get a chance to set up a redeem, but okay, that's a big marshmallow. There you go. There we go. See, I'm prepared. I'm prepared for this, for the cookout. But yeah. And I was talking about how I wanted to try maybe disc golf. I found out about it. I feel like I found like so much stuff right before like COVID hit, and then it's like, wait, I can't do anything. But yeah, I don't have the equipment for disc golf, but I remember looking into it. You know what I do have though? I have a bow for archery, actually, which archery is another cool thing. Some scary stories. I do, oh shoot, I think I closed that tab. Hold on. Never mind, I do have campfire stories on hand, if people would like a story. As a weapon, I actually do have a bow. I do have a compound bow, so it's I'm prepared. That's true. Yeah, there used to be I think they took it out, but there used to be like kind of like a very like minimal archery range by me. But yeah, we used to go down. It wasn't too bad. It was like, I don't know, it was like $5 an hour just to shoot as much as we want. I have like a few arrows and stuff. It's very cool. It's very fun. I haven't done it in a while too, unfortunately. But I own my bow, so I could bring it out anytime. I had to pay off that sucker. That bow was not cheap. Even though I got on discount. The guy made me a deal. Because honestly, it was like I'm laughing because everyone's gonna be like, "Oh yeah, of course." It was a bright pink tiger striped compound bow. So they're like, "Yeah, we need someone to buy this, and looks like it's up your alley." And I'm like, "Yeah, you're right. See if I can find a photo of it." But it was definitely a lot of fun. Nessie riding a horse through sanctuary shooting through. You know, honestly, that's a really cool, it's a cool idea, honestly. I like that. Yeah, shit. Jeez, these pictures are from 2016. Fuck me. Let's see. Fuck, what's a video? Need a picture of the bow. Picture of the bow that's not gonna dox me. Damn. I know I have a picture somewhere. I have pictures of my arrows. Jesus. Pictures of my knots. Of my knots hitting the middle. Gotta make an anime, it's right. We gotta make an anime, you're right. That's true. That's true. Let's see here. 2016. Alright, let me look by year. September 2016. Maybe I'll find it here. Oh, I took a lot of selfies. Let's see. I like how I have pictures of someone's dog I saw. August 2016. There's something here in the August one. Oh, this is when I colored my hair pink. Fuck. Oh, that was why my hair was pink. My hair was pink. So he was like, do you want this pink bow? Armed and silent murderous rampage. You know what's funny is that if I do show and tell, I gotta show you my knife. I have a knife too. I have a really cool karambit knife. That's my baby. I love it. I got scary shit. That's right. That's right. Why can't I find a picture of my bow? My god. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Fuck, it's always pictures of me holding it. Damn it. Let's see, July, is there a June? How about a June? My god, I'm so bad at this. Alright, I'm gonna have to take a picture of this bow at some point. Apparently all my pictures will dox me. What do I have? I have a karambit knife. I have a karambit knife that has a glass breaker on it. It has a thread, like a cable cutter, and it has a nice clip to go into I just put on my, yeah, I had to pull out the closet though. It's in a case and everything, so I can't just grab the bow right now. It's big. It's big. It's like the size of my arm. It's like a huge bow. Itachi Deathkin, he has a long bow. Actually, he has a big bow. Big boy bow. So yeah, I have my knife that it's been sitting on my desk lately. So I've been laughing. I'm like, when I do my show and tell stream, I gotta do that. It's a hunting bow. It is, yeah. We're hunting cuties. That's what gachas are for. We don't need money. We just need a bow and arrow. But yeah, we used to go to the range together and all that. It was like a fun little thing. So a hunter, that's right. That's right. Hunting waifus. Hunting waifus is my hobby. It's true, it's true. It's always been true. Always has been. Always has been. That's what I should do. Should we make the meme with me with a bow or something? Always has been. That'd be pretty funny, actually. Make it a full-time occupation. What do you mean? That's what I'm doing now, aren't I? I am a waifu hunting down other waifus. That's my hobby. Insomnia has struck me, medic. Oh no, Logan. Oh no. Hopefully the comfy vibes here will help. How are you? How are you? We're having a little camp out. Sharing, I don't know, talking about random stuff. I could pull out a story though. Let me see how long are these stories actually. There's actually, oh, 1 second. There is the Boy Scouts book of campfire stories. Here, let's see, how long are these stories though? Oh, they're like stories. Like 8-page stories. It's not too bad, actually. And the impending danger of being bit by a mosquito. No. No mosquitoes here. You are safe. Fuck those guys. Mosquitoes are not allowed here, no. No, these are just fireflies. We got fireflies. Sisters, welcome. Let's give a shout out for Sisters. How are you? You're also doing ASMR. What kind of ASMR are you up to? Thank you so much for the raid. Welcome everybody. We're kind of just talking about some random stuff and having a chill camp out kind of time. So feel free to be a part of it. Feel free to just hang out. Welcome. Thought you seemed nice. Well, I hope you have a nice comfy time. I hope I'm nice too. But thank you. You read books to background noise? Heck yeah. I usually do, sometimes I do bedtime stories with like a rain background. I think is like my personal favorite one to do. That's awesome though. That's awesome. What kind of stories were you doing? What kind of stories were you reading? I like to do like fairy tales and like interesting like myth stories. Like really, I usually just read stuff off Gutenberg.org, so they're kind of like older stories. Oh, and folktales, like folktale kind of stories. Because usually they're stories like I haven't experienced before. I was actually just looking at this one. It says Boy Scouts Book of Campfire Stories, and I was just seeing if maybe there was like a nice short story to check into. Babbling Brook today about reading Heidi. Oh, that's so cool. Babbling Brook sounds so good. That's such a nice idea. I love that. Yeah, there was one time we did like we were by the beach. We were just hanging out by like wave sounds. It's definitely challenging trying to find some nice background noises sometimes. But yeah, I have a little library of them. A little, you know, rain. Yeah, rain's nice. I can actually turn the rain sound on. I actually debated doing like a rain thing. Yeah, it's like a rain rooftop. It's very chill. It's very nice, like a very nice like hitting rooftop kind of rain. I really like that one. It was it's very hard to get the sound of everything. That's why, yeah, it's chorus and gets in everywhere, right? Oh my gosh. Yes, sand is an experience. Sand is an experience, that's for sure, right? Your campout. It's been put out. Make it loud. Oh, with the rain? No, it's not out. It's fine. It was magical rain. It's magical rain. It's all good. It's all safe. See, the rain's gone. It's all good. I heard that Star Wars reference, maybe. Perhaps. Thank you so much for the hydrate, Logan. Thank you. That's right, hydrate. It's true. That's true. Remember to hydrate, everybody. Heck yeah. Let's see. Do I have any other sippy modes? Damn it, I hate this chat sometimes in my opens. Pop this out. Here we go. There. Sippy. That's right. But yeah, we're just kind of hanging out, talking about sports and fitness and other things. Random stuff. I'd be more than happy to read off a story if people would like. Let's see, what's this one? Let's see, is this like a long story? There are their numbers on the story. Looking at this. Oh, I guess. Oh, it's actually maybe not. Oh, you know what? These are short stories. Yeah, these page numbers, they're very... Okay, that's actually not too bad. That's not too bad. Maybe I can read off a story if people like. I thought they were like really story. Introduce. Oh, Jesus. Is my mic picking that up? God damn. Okay, well apparently the neighbors want to do fireworks again. Fireworks again. Yay, it's August 20th. Yay, America. Introducing the new important water. 90% more water than water. Make you feel more refreshed. Good now for only 99.99 pounds. Yes, perfect. My gosh. Okay, I hope that's the only fireworks they go with for the night. Laxon, how are you? Welcome, welcome. How are you doing? Fireworks Friday. Oh my god. My god. Well, last night they did it too. Remember, Alex? I was on Discord, right? And I was like, what the hell was that? It's like, what the hell is that? And Deathkin DMs me. He's like, what the fuck was that? Fireworks forever. Oh no. Oh no, fireworks forever. That's true. That's true. Oh god. God. Every day is a day for fireworks, apparently. Goodness. Goodness. It just startled me. It startled me because I actually do have the ASMR sounds in my headset so I can monitor them. And then I hear the fireworks and it startled me. Cause it's such like a chill thing and suddenly it just sounds like a shot went off in the background. I'm like, oh no. Okay, yeah, maybe I'll do a campfire story, huh? Let's see here. Let's see. It was Throwback Thursday, so you throw fireworks in the ground. Oh my gosh, all the little gosh, what are they called? Poppers. Poppers or crack with something you throw on the ground. I love the sparklers. Oh my god. Gosh. Neighbors in like our Friday stories, yeah, they were like, your stories are canceled. Your campout is canceled. You know, that's not a bad idea. What if I found like little sparkler thing? Maybe for like the beach, next time we do the beach, maybe I'll find like little like chill sparklers or something with like little crackly noises. Like that'd be nice. I love the little sparklers you hold. You know, and then you can like write stuff in the air and whatever. I love the simple things, the simple things. Yeah, maybe I'll do that next time. Let's see here. Let's see here. Let's see about the campfire a little more. Not good. Yeah, it sounds pretty good. I like blowing stuff up. Oh my gosh. Gosh. Yeah, what about like, actually it was funny because it was a different VTuber that did a cursed ASMR. It was actually the funniest shit though. Just doing like really bad sounds and with like the really good mic. It's like, oh no. Just run around with them above your head, good times all around. Exactly, exactly. Whatever makes you happy. Whatever makes you happy, for sure. Thank you so much for the follow, 𝗙cie𝗹𝗹cie. Welcome, welcome. Thank you, thank you. Yeah, I just don't have the, what's it called? I don't have the sounds going, so. But you can still do the redeems tonight. There's explosion in the forest. No. Gosh, oh gosh, yeah. If we do fireworks, it has to be on the beach. We gotta be away from the the trees. That's for sure. Yeah, next time maybe if I do the beach thing, that's what I'll do. I want to do another. I want to set up the medical office roleplay one again too. Actually, that was actually the first ASMR thing I did. It was my nurse roleplay stream. That was actually back in November. Oddly enough, that was a while ago. Oh my gosh. My gosh. ASMR scares me because I feel like a loud noise will come through. Yeah, I try to be really careful. I actually have my system sounds off. Actually, it's not even on the scene. It's actually not on the scene at all. Just in case Windows wants to scream at me. Then hopefully the only one that suffers is myself. I try to be pretty careful with sounds that come through on my ASMR scenes. I actually set them up very specifically so hopefully no one gets startled. Except for me. That's the live thrill. Oh my gosh. My gosh, is that like the real purpose of ASMR? Let's see which ASMR artist fucks it up. The forest looks very ominous, the trees loom over me. I don't want to walk through that. That's just a nice kind of background. This background is actually a game screenshot. This belongs to a game called Among Trees. It is an early access game that looks really beautiful. Like, it's very visually beautiful, and I love this nighttime one. I love this nighttime look that they have with the saturated colors. Very to the title, it is supposed to be like a survival game where you're kind of trudging through the forest. It looks really good, but among us but trees, oh my gosh. It's just among trees, okay? I can't really do my weird voices whispering as much. I thought I was about to say the sassy. My gosh. I'm an old memester. Like a meme spinstress. What are you doing here? Yeah, try to be pretty careful. Kinda have I actually cleaned off my desk today. I actually cleaned off my desk and everything around my keyboard for first time in a while. Also in case I want to do anything on the desk, but I ended up not doing that today. But yeah, no, the trees are just for comfy. I set up the fireflies and all that. But yeah, it is like, oh no, gotta be careful. What sounds are going through the scene? Just so I try to monitor. I try to listen through all the sounds that I try to put on the scenes too, which is why I actually keep them on for myself. In case something unusual goes on. In case something unusual happens. But yeah. It's definitely always a risk for sure. That's why I thought the neighbors do fireworks. The mic might pick it up, and unfortunately there's nothing I can do about that. It is always unusual up in here. Heck yeah, we're always doing some shenanigans. But thanks everyone for tuning in. If you like the ASMR vibe, I do it on Friday nights lately. The rest of the week is a bit more chaotic. We do more gaming kind of stuff. But Fridays we just chill. And then otherwise we hang out on Mondays and Wednesdays. Are also live. But it's not so comfy usually. Well, it's comfy, but I don't know, people say it's comfy. But I like to think it's a little more chaotic. lately we've been doing Final Fantasy and Stardew, which I'm finally... Next Wednesday should be at least my ending for year 2, finally. The solution for my fireworks problem? What's that, Alex? What would the solution be? Outside of moving? Or is that what you're gonna say? I have to legitimately move out into the woods for the full vibe next time. No more computer room, only forest. But yeah, if you do louder fireworks than your neighbors' fireworks, you're going to intimidate them. My rocket's bigger than your rocket. I'm glad you understand the American vibe, Alex. I appreciate it. Auto roll works on the Discord server. What auto roll? For rules? Let me see. If you accept the rules in the section, let's see. Or is it not working right now? Is the bot down? Bot shouldn't be down. Let's see. Yeah, because you accepted the rules. You're right. It's not showing you that you got the role. Interesting. That's strange. That's strange. What's up, Blackberry? How are you? How are you? How's it going in your new place? I saw you were streaming the other day. How'd your stream go? Let's see here. Huh. It's about working on this channel. Let's see. It should be. More, let me check reactions. Interesting. Alright, I'll manually put it on because I do see that you did react. So there you go. Good at home. It was a test stream, went well. Heck yeah, adjusting coder for the new internet's nice. Nice. Yeah, it's always like when you move and it's like, did they set up everything? Is the internet working? Is the internet working in my new place? It's always the big question, right? The big question. We always try to make sure that, what's it called? The bot is asleep because of the vibes. That's fair. That's probably true. Yeah, I do see you reacted, so I did it manually. I'll check on that later. Because you make me wonder about. Too comfy. Good. I'm doing a great job, Nessie. Good job. Now my only quirk is that I have a pupper that likes to nudge me. Oh, puppers, how nice. Puppy. Love puppy. Oh yeah, I didn't fix that. That's one thing I didn't fix, technically. Well, good job, Campfire. You did a great job. Doing a great job today. Let me turn that on. Okay, now it's fixed. You think you might have to go join the bot? That's fair. I mean, I'm doing something right, I hope. I always worry if people, I don't know. I always worry if people enjoy because I don't have any of the fancy ASMR stuff, but as long as everyone's having a good time, that's good. Group that in your OBS, move your one. Well, you know what it is that I have it. Yeah, it's a nested scene. So because it's specifically for how do you say it runs through Leorin board. So I have specifically a scene for anything for Leorin board. So in case there's any problems that I know exactly where to go. So the thing is, usually my avatar is on the far right side. So, you know, I just have it set up that way. And then usually before stream I'll try to fix it. And sometimes I forget because, you know, you just do. You just do. Stream scuff is a little necessary. It's a little necessary. It's part of the magic. It's part of the magic, exactly. Because it just plays itself. Speak to you next time. Gonna lurk. Have a good stream. Thank you so much for the lurk, Arthur, and thanks so much for stopping by. It's not a stream unless there is some scuff. That's a fact. That is a fact. It's very true. That's very true. There always has to be something. You know, there's certain streams that I set up ahead of time. Like I'll take like a lot of time setting things up and testing things, and then you go live and it's like, why does this not work now? Or why is this not working like I expected it to? It happens. It happens. Like there's a handful of times that I have like gone above and beyond testing things, and it's like, what happened? It's all Murphy's fault. It's because life. Yeah, exactly. It's usually simple stuff too. Like, you know, like all the Lord Dean thing. Yeah, so I just go into studio mode and fix it. It's not that big of a deal. But yeah, it would be like, I could technically set up like a separate scene just for like other scenes, but it's like meh. It's part of the stream magic. It's part of the stream magic, I would say. Exactly. They just do what they want. Does whatever it wants. It's crazy. Also, if you're enjoying yourself as well, I do have my latest video is some Japanese folk tales that I did a couple of weeks ago, actually about a month ago. I finally put that stream up on the YouTube. So if you're looking to just kind of chill out to some stories, some softly spoken stories, that's finally up. And that's like an almost 2-hour video. I was actually really surprised when I was editing the video, and I was like, wow, I did that much stories. It was actually a pretty long stream. We actually talked a lot that stream too. So it was definitely a very chill time. But yeah, it's definitely a good example of just kind of having some bedtime stories. You know, chilling out to like a rain sound and all that. You subbed, thank you so much. Thank you. I'm still trying to get to 100 to get the custom YouTube thing. You subbed as well. Thank you. I appreciate it. I appreciate it a lot. Appreciate it. You know, there's also 2 shorts of some love poems too, if you like that sort of thing. Of just reciting poems. That could also be kind of like an ASMR thing too as well. If I just grabbed a bunch of poems or poetry sometime. There's a lot of stuff we could do. There's a lot of stuff that to put together, honestly. So, a lot of options. A lot of options, I would say. You know, gotta get a little creative. Been looking for like 10 minutes and you're very tired now. Well, that's perfect, Fireblaze. That's perfect. Nessie needs to read books by chapter. I do have like some links to some stories that I could do at some point. Yeah, maybe that's something to do. Or I could even just do it for YouTube. You know, I could just take the time to record them and put them up. You know, if that's something that people would like to see. I don't know if I should do those maybe softly spoken, or if maybe I should do like my normal voice and also act out the characters and the dialogue a little bit for fun. I don't know, maybe just experiment, maybe do a little bit of both. Maybe pick one story for just reciting as he reads Game of Thrones. Oh man, Alex, that'd be content for a long time, huh? Except to YouTube, thank you, Fireplace, thanks everybody, thank you. Yeah, because if you like these kinds of streams, I do have those ASMR videos up as well. I do have just ASMR videos up as well. One sitting, oh my god. My god, you're trying to red wedding me. I'm dead. Yeah, rip. Blackberries too, oh no. Oh my gosh, that's funny. It's funny. I'm laughing too, the poor Game of Thrones. Oh man, that's such a sore spot in my heart with what happened to the show. It's so sore. Honestly, damn. I could, yeah. It's like anyone that's like the last few seasons are like, yeah, Sag. Like, damn, sad times. I love that show. They destroyed it. I have to agree. Yeah, that was the. I think the internet's starting to act up. So let me know if I'm too far behind. After the last season, it killed its own hype. Yeah, that was the most interesting thing. Is that it ended, and then when, honestly, there was a time that with the whole lockdown business, literally no one talked about rewatching Game of Thrones. No one talked about rewatching Game of Thrones because no one wanted to. They destroyed their own show. It was very unfortunate, honestly. This is very unfortunate what happened. Like people said, like some people say, like it ended on season 5, I guess. Is a very large sentiment in the community. I'm gonna be honest with you, I actually follow a couple of like groups that just to this day continue making memes of like what they did to the show. I actually usually show ISO those memes because we were both pretty angry about what happened. But yeah, I'll start throwing those in the streamer Discord as well, since maybe a few people have the same sentiment about what happened to Game of Thrones. Lurk about engaged. Thank you so much for the lurk. I appreciate Blackberries. Thank you. But yeah, it was pretty unfortunate. I think the worst part is that also the story isn't finished, like the actual book series isn't finished. And that also makes it a very sore spot for people. Because it's gonna be interesting if/when the next book gets released, if it's even going to be doing well at this point. I'm sure it will because there's always going to be the book readers. I personally never read the books, so but at this point, like, I personally have no desire to read them, I'll be honest with you, because of what they did to the show. Some shows had that problem with bad endings, yeah, or very like strange endings. Oh yeah, like Dexter. Dexter is getting another season, which that came out of nowhere. If anyone watched Dexter back on, it was a Showtime series. Way back when. I loved that show. But don't even worry about the show ending. Alex, don't even. Oh, you haven't finished the books, you mean? Gotcha. Yeah, Dexter's coming back. I'm gonna be honest with you. I watched, yeah. I'd have to agree with you there, Dead Guy, is that the show got weird. The show got weird. It got a little too weird with like everything. we're just steps. Yeah, it got weird. I think, I think they got too personally involved with directing the story of the show, because I don't know if you know this, but those two actors, they were married IRL actually for a while, and I guess they tried to like, I don't know, put into the show for some fucking reason. I don't know. I don't know. But I thought it was very strange. It definitely got very strange. No, I mean, yeah, like it got weird. It got weird. I liked what was her name? Lilith? What was her name? The weird artist. I think her name was Lilith or something like that. Began with an L. And I thought that was like a really like weird, creepy storyline. Like story arc. I thought it was interesting. But yeah, after that it kinda got off the rails, to be honest with you. It was very unfortunate. It was very, very unfortunate what they did. You could also tell they were running out of interesting serial killers for Dexter to hunt down, hence all the subplots. You know, that's probably a good idea. That's probably, or not idea, that's probably a good point. That I guess they wanted to focus on other things instead of just Dexter and his whole characterization. Too many moons since I watched Dexter, yeah. It's been a while, but yeah, I remember the first season was so good. The first couple of seasons were so good, to be honest with you. And then I don't know what the hell they did. And all that. What's up, Alien? How are you? Yeah, I mean, like, if you do a rewatch, it's definitely one of those weird things that it's like, do I stop at a certain point? I'm gonna be honest with you. I watched the last season of Dexter and then I stopped. Like, I didn't finish the ending of the last season. And I quite honestly only like read what happened like a couple of months ago. Like, I heard what happened. I heard about the whole lumberjack thing. But I didn't understand how the fuck that happened at all, to be honest with you, and I had zero desire to find out. It spawned iconic memes too. Surprise, motherfucker. Yeah. There was a lot of really good moments in Dexter. That's just it. Dexter was definitely very iconic in its time. It was a really good show. That's why I'm surprised like it just went off the rails the way it did. It's like Lost, I never watched because my friend just told me don't even bother. Yeah, I never. It was never my type of show, so I personally never started it. But I kind of like was reading about it and following a couple of things. And then I read about the ending, but it was never a show I followed. But I think that show was definitely, I think it gave too much, how do you say? It gave too much power. I don't know, I'm gonna just maybe put some thoughts together. Maybe it's coherent. I don't know, you tell me, chat. I feel like Lost was a show that put too much power into the viewership because it was all theories and people got too hard into their heads about what could be or which should be the ending. And people set themselves up for being, everyone set themselves up for disappointment. I would say, honestly, Attack on Titan was also a storyline like that. Which I don't know if I want to talk too much about the ending, because the anime, if there's any anime onlys in here, it hasn't been obviously animated yet. You're going to be seeing it later this year. But I read so many interesting theories about how Attack on Titan should have ended. And there was a lot of really good ones. There was some really, really cool ones. And then the ending happened and it's like, oh, okay, that was alright. Because everyone set themselves up for something that was more amazing than what transpired. The last season of Lost I ever saw was back when Heroes at 24 were still on. Yeah. Yeah, I remember Heroes, man. Heroes was popular for a while. That only had, what, like 2 or 3 seasons, if I remember right? That one was so popular in its, I would say, first season. Yeah, I remember watching a few episodes. I wasn't too into it myself. That was like around the time I stopped watching like a lot of stuff on TV because like we were, as they say, cord cutters. So everything I had, I kind of got through just osmosis. But yeah, I remember Heroes being really good. I remember watching some of those episodes. Like what was it, the guy that had like the time stop and everything, and there was like, I don't know, there was a lot of interesting stuff. But I don't remember a lot of details too much other than what I watched. I think I had 4. Oh, maybe. I remember the earthquake guy. It was cool to see superhero stuff so upfront and pep before Marvel really kicked in. You know, that's a good point. It probably kicked in right before Marvel Universe kind of set themselves up, huh? Heroes was the biggest car crash I ever saw. Was it really? Was it really that bad? I don't know. I think I remember people being disappointed with that one as well. You know, it's hard to it's hard to live up to expectations. I think it's always hard to live up to expectations. Heroes was supposed to be the Marvel Cinematic Universe. I mean, they had really interesting characters. They had a lot of interesting things happening. But I think they set themselves like they set the bar too high. It was also the show 300. I don't know if anyone watched 300, but that was a show I thought was kind of neat. But that was also a disaster. You're gonna head to bed, Fireblaze. Make sure to sleep well. Have a good sleep, and I hope you have an amazing weekend. Have an amazing weekend. Take it easy. Take it easy. It was so good in the beginning, and they messed up the story. It's so bad and got lost. It's so hard, especially if like there's any kind of change in ridership or anything. 300 was a really cool sci-fi story that I thought was really neat. It kind of, there's a lot of shows around that time that I think had very similar vibes. 300 was about 300 people went missing, and one day randomly they all showed up in the middle of like a forest, and it seemed like everyone came back with some kind of power. You know, almost like My Hero Academia. Everyone ended up with a quirk randomly, and everyone had like random stuff happening. And so, you know, some folks ended up having like, you know, strange things happen, or they ended up having accidents and accidentally offing themselves based on their quirk. Like it was a very interesting concept. It was more sci-fi though. It was more sci-fi than hero. Welcome back, Cheetah Man. Oh my fucking god, a centipede. Oh god, oh god. I remember seeing a centipede in my old apartment. I was like, please no. Get out of here. Live action shows tend to fall into the dev issue of we lost 0.5% viewership. CEO's gonna cut our budget. And we have 3 months to crank 24. Yeah, I really intended this to be 1 season. But the CEOs wanted more, so we BS this into existence. That's a good point. When they see something popular, it usually gets milked to a point that it's, like, why is this still here? One of them has a power that breaks their bones when they try to use it. I don't remember a lot of specifics on certain characters, but that was a really interesting sci-fi show that also got really, really weird. It got really, really weird. They kind of made a very, like, honestly, like a very Mary Sue kind of ultimate character. That her name was Isabel, and like she was born, I think she was like the child of 2 people with powers. Oh, I'm not that clever, Alex. I'm sorry. I'm very slow. Okay, yeah, see, it's because you're all hitting my head. God. Oh, Warehouse 13. Warehouse 13. That was a fun one, though. That was a fun one. We actually watched a few seasons of that. I don't know how that ended. I don't know how that ended, actually. But that was a fun one with very interesting concepts of what it was about. Eureka. I'm trying to remember if I watched Eureka or not. Warehouse 13, I appreciated the platonic relationship of the male-female main cast. Very true. It was a very cool one. It was very cool sci-fi stories. Yeah, we liked the sci-fi stories. There was also like what, Continuum? Continuum was like another one that was pretty good for a while. Yeah, but oh no, I was stupid spraying it with chemical and it did nothing. I would only stop there was putting a cup over it. Yeah, sometimes you just gotta throw them. Throw them out of the house. These bugs ain't paying rent. They got to go. Continue was really cool. It was cool. I remember watching it for a while. Kind of less OP. I was scared, but it was the only one that... Yeah, it sucks when you're the only one stuck in the house and you gotta get a... I actually have a... I have a special cup. I have a special cup. It's called the Bug Cup in my house. I actually Sharpied the title onto it. You know those cups like they use for like milkshakes basically, or like boba. So it's a plastic cup and then it has the plastic like round top with the tiny hole for the straw. So I have that cup and I use it to get bugs sometimes because it's really good. Because if you can it's just me being an engineer in my house, cheetah. It's nothing too special. It's like because of the small hole for like the straw part, you can actually kind of capture a lot of bugs. And then unlike with a regular cup, they usually get caught inside the lid and you don't have to cover so much of the cup like opening to kick it out. Usually like we'll get the bug in there and I'll put the cup outside and go get the cup later because the bug went out. I have a small garden plot, so whenever I catch bugs, I chuck them into the garden to eat the pest bugs. Exactly. We have an unspoken rule in my home. I take care of scary flying creatures, and Deathkin takes care of creepy crawly creatures. That's our pact. Pat and pen it. Yeah, no, really, it works really good. Oh, you know what's a really good example, actually? Shit, do I have it? It was the cup I used to use for bits and stuff, actually. I should have a copy of it somewhere. It's actually, funny enough, it would be a very good example. With the bug cup, if you caught it with a straw. No, not with the straw. What the fuck are you talking about? No straw. No straw. That's just weird. No, you don't, oh shit. You don't use the straw. The fuck? You're pretty chill with them. I can't. It's a phobia. It's like legitimately, like don't mess with me. I will. It's like phobia level, and I highly suggest you do not mess with people with phobias or their phobias. So, let's see. What would it be? Shit, is it under props? Maybe I have something here under props. Let's see. It looks like it too. I do. I have a knife and a bow. We talked about it earlier. I have a compound bow. So I can get you from a distance. And then if you're running, yeah, so that's if you're running. And then if you're close, if you're in melee range, I have a karambit knife. Just saying. Oh gosh, no, try getting it down. Getting education, oh gosh. If you want, I can do that off stream, or I can do that next stream. Alien. probably won't set up the tablet tonight because it gets a bit janky. Okay, no problem. I just figured I'd run it by you first because if you're not a satisfied customer, you have the points back. Doesn't bother me. Doesn't bother me. I'm not too picky with that sort of thing. Where is shit? Where is that cup that I had? I'm trying to remember where I put it. Was it in here? No. Damn. Cursed meme senses are tickling. The tablet might set the fireworks, you never know. Yeah, no kidding. Yeah, because it gets, I could accidentally, like, smack into my desk, and I kind of don't want to do that right now. I hate them, but even I was, like, so cute when I saw TikTok. Oh, gosh. He helped it by putting some climbing rope as a handicap. Aw, poor buddy. What's up, Brian? How are you? How goes it? How goes it? How's the start of your weekend so far? And waving, oh my god. Yeah, I can't watch that kind of stuff, so legitimately do not share that kind of stuff with me. Let's see here. Let's see. I'm trying to find something. I can't find it. I wonder if it's on the old computer. I'm actually a little worried. I'm a little worried. Thank you so much for the follow, Firewolf. Welcome, welcome. Hope you're having a great start to your weekend. Yeah, like I don't usually it's like they can do their own things. Like, you know, and honestly we don't kill them. Honestly, we don't even kill bugs in our house. We just set them outside, and it's like, listen, this is just how nature works. You gotta go back out. You gotta go back outside and prove yourself. I can't even watch those. No. That's like big no. That's big no. Big no. That's banned. That's a big no. Let's see here. I still can't find it. I still can't find the thing I'm looking for, actually. I wonder where I put it. You know, maybe I have more things on my other computer that I still didn't bring over, unfortunately. It's so weird. I could have sworn I saw it the other day. Natural animals go back to nature. Unnatural animals go back inside unnatural homes. Simple logic. Exactly. Maybe the thing doesn't exist. I mean, it exists in some form. Let's see, it's not under PNGs. I'm just surprised I can't find it right now, like at all whatsoever. I'm usually pretty good putting stuff in my folders, but apparently not. Apparently I fooled myself. Apparently I fooled even myself. Yeah, maybe I just have to, like, I swear, you know, I'm just gonna have to browse my folders and see if I find it. Because I'm not finding it in my OBS thing. Just strange. It's very strange. Hope everyone's having a comfy time. If you're new to the stream, I usually stream at least 3 times a week. I'm hoping to add a 4th day actually in the very near future. We usually do gaming, but on Friday nights we just hang out with some chill kind of like semi-roleplay ASMR just like this. Imagine having to look at multiple folders for that one thing. Yo, I don't give up on that sort of thing. Like, if I have to find something, I'll keep looking. Oh, you know, is it under artwork? Okay, it's like, damn, it's not there. I had to, actually, Naru, I had to link something to Naru. Narukami, my buddy here, I don't know if anyone here also watches him, he's really chill. I had to find a link for him, and, the cicadas are a little loud. Yeah, it's summertime. What's up, teddy bear? How are you? How are you? Yeah, if it's a little loud, if it's a little too loud, I can always lower it. But what's it called? I had to find a link for him. And for some reason, I usually put links like actually in like a hidden channel on a Discord, you know, that I can always refer back to. And I couldn't find it. I was like, shit, I didn't drop it in here. So I had to. I started, and I knew it was something on Twitter. So I'm like, all right, let me check my Twitter thing. And I don't know if anyone else has it on, but I have my Google history information on. So anytime I go to websites, like Google saves it for me as part of like my search history and all that kind of stuff. For the life of me, I could not Google this thing. I couldn't find it in any of the tags I thought it would be in. Eating candy, thank you so much for the lurk. Yeah, stay comfy. I hope you have a good sleep. I hope you have a good sleep. Let's get comfy. And so I started going through my Google history, and I don't know when they changed Google history, but it sucks now. I think my Google history sucks so bad. So what ended up happening was it took me like an hour or two to find this one URL because I had to go to when the time frame, which I knew it was mid-July. Then I had to go through my Google history, and then without searching, I had to start going through every day I was visiting Twitter and go through every single tweet that I looked at on that day. I had to do that for like a week worth of Google history until I could finally find the one URL I was looking for. And then I linked it to him, and he's like, oh shit, you found it. I'm like, of course I found it. How dare you doubt me? How dare you doubt me? But it was very obnoxious. Not ending until I find the one thing. Right? So I'll find it. I know I have it 2 weeks later. And it only took me like an hour and a half. Actually, if you remember, Alex, I was bitching about it on the guild Discord. I was like, what the heck happened to what's it called? Google history now. Why does it suck? Like, why can't I find what I'm looking for? This is terrible. I was so angry. Looking for that one sauce. Exactly. You need the sauce. I mean, honestly, that's what I was looking for. I was looking for something that was I knew there was a Google spreadsheet. So I checked like my Google Docs to see like, you know, to see what I looked at recently. I couldn't find it. So I had to go all the way back. No, I'm just saying, like I was bitching about it a couple of days ago. It was just something I was complaining about. It definitely was not anything important. That's for sure. I'll probably find it eventually. I'm just annoyed I can't find it right now. I'm just stubborn. Very, very stubborn. But I know I saw it recently because I was thinking about setting it up again for a scene. That's why I'm like, where the hell is it? I mean, what I could do is I could just re-download it from probably the original link I got it from. Like, it's probably not that big of a deal, which I was a commission on Twitter. But yeah, that's annoying. Aggregate sites and record back sites are my friend. I tried to. Well, that's what I mean. I was using Google history and I couldn't find it searching my Google history, so I was getting really angry. So I had to manually do it myself. It's like, fine, I'll do it myself. It's somewhere out there. It is. It's somewhere. I wonder if it's under my downloads. I wonder if I re-downloaded it or something. Imagine having things organized. Like, who would do that? Who the hell would do that? Gosh. So he's like, because the funny part is that I download so much random stuff, like for assets. So, like, yeah, I have a couple of things here. couple of things here. Sometimes when a link domain changes or gets dropped, it happens so many times. Well, I knew it was a tweet. It was a tweet that I know existed. Like it was only like a few weeks ago. Like it was something on Twitter. So imagine it being on Nesi's desktop. Nah, my desktop is actually pretty clean, oddly enough. Oddly enough. It's not too bad. I actually have it kind of organized, question mark. Actually, you know what I have on my desktop? I have post-it notes. I have virtual post-it notes for reminders to myself on the left-hand side. And then on the right-hand side, I have everything stream related. So I have like two things of all kind, like 2 lines of all kinds of streamer stuff, and then on the bottom things for content creation. So I have a section for Clip Studio and whoops, let me close this. I have Clip Studio. My god, what do I have open? Wait, why is my Filmora open? Oh my god, why is this still open? Virtual post-it notes? Yeah, I do. Hold on. Well, I'm gonna do this in studio mode. Let's see. Do I have it? There. Yeah, you see the notes on the left-hand side? So I have like reminders for myself, usually just for shopping. And then there's just a bunch of programs on the right. That's it. It's surprisingly pretty clean right now on his urine board. I don't have a waifu desktop yet, actually. I haven't set up anything. I'm just like, yeah, purple's fine. This works. Yeah, on the bottom left is like my LD player and some computer stuff. And that's about it. That's it. So my desktop actually isn't too bad, all things considered. So it's not too bad at all. 𝗙cie, oh my god. 𝗙cie, get out of here. 𝗙cie. It's too funny. That is way too funny, honestly. Let's see, who could I find, huh? I live on my own, tend to get getting a fancy waifu desktop background, probably something from Ghost Data's music videos. Oh yeah, he retweets a lot of fun stuff. Ghost Data's really cool, actually. I used to have a very beautiful narrow desktop. Narrow Claudius from FGO, actually, but I haven't reset it up. I don't know why. I don't know. But it was just her in a what's it called? Like just like in like a blanket or something. I don't know, but she's beautiful. No, not Naruto. Get the hell out of here. Narrow. Summoning the angry face. Yeah, I love Narrow. Narrow's my legit. No, not Naruto. Damn it, Alex. I'm trying to stay in ASMR mode. Don't make me yell at you. And then Nessie's ASMR career was over in a flash. Yeah, Nera Claudius is like my legit waifu. I have a Ida bag of her. I have all kinds of stuff. She's NP3 in my FGO game and everything. I love Nero. I love her a lot. She's my like legit waifu. So what's up, Viper? How are you? Howdy, howdy. How's the start of your weekend so far? But yeah, my desktop actually isn't too bad, all things considered. But yeah, I have those virtual post-it notes, which is really nice. Because I actually used to use post-it notes a lot IRL. Um, like I'll just jot things down. They are both blonde, right? Alex, please. Losing it IRL. Naru's just missing 2 lives. Oh my gosh, you have work on the weekend too? Well, hopefully you have a good, easy work weekend then. You know. Alex is trying to destroy my ASMR career right now. But yeah, I love Nero. A lot. I love her in Fate. No, it's fine. I'm having fun. I'm having fun with you. I love her in Fate Grand Order and Fate 𝗙liche𝗹𝗹liche. Um, I still have to play. The second 𝗙liche𝗹𝗹liche game actually. But I love her in that kind of stuff. I was so excited. Because they're remaking the old games with her, which I think originally was only on like PSP in the US, which I never had a PSP, so I wasn't able to play the extra games. But it seems like they're doing like a redo. So I'm very excited for that. That's for sure. Um, my gosh, now I'm like, I want a picture of Nero. I mean, it's Nero. It's Nero, damn it. That's the funniest part of also probably why you're triggering her right now. I'm just like, damn it. It's not the name. But yeah, it's almost Potteru time. Am I right? Maybe that's what I should bring out. What would you call it? The Potoru Nessie, huh? I had a good time making that last year. Anyway, it's like, wait a minute. Where is my fuck? There's probably more stuff at my other computer I didn't really actually bring over. Now I'm just mad. Wow, yeah, I don't have that one either. Holy crap. What a terrible stream. God. What a terrible streamer, Jesus. I gotta find that stuff on my old computer now, actually. Because then that means I could bring back maybe I'll do the cafe next week. I wanna do the cat girl cafe for everybody. So maybe I'll try to do that next week. And then I have like 2 other ideas for like a roleplay ASMR. So incredible enough, there's 169 nice fan fictions of Naruto and Fate Stay Night. Very nice. That's too funny. Tell you what, there's a lot more dojins. Tell you that. That's for sure. But yeah, so, yeah, which I don't know. I'm trying to think of the old wallpaper I had. I don't know if I could show that on stream. I guess it'd be fine, but I don't know. Because it's more like it's like semi-nudity, so to be honest with you. It's just, it's art. That's what they call art. Naruto Fate Stay Night crossover fanfiction archive with over 169 stories. Oh my gosh. I believe it. The first fanfiction I ever wrote was Pokemon, but then I made a Pokemon / Sailor Moon crossover. What a surprise, am I right? What a shocker for everybody. Fate is like Toho and Madoka Magica. They were born from Dojin artists coming together. Making a canon that fed future dojins and dojinception. Yeah, basically. The Fate universe is really cool. I'm actually finally going through Lost Belt 3 in Fate Grand Order this week. And I always forget how absolutely bizarre the Lost Belts are when you're first introduced to them, like a new one. And it's like, what's wrong with this world? And then it just gets weirder. It just gets weirder. So I'm catching up on the story a little bit. It's been a while since I played like the Lost Belts. I literally just finished Lost Belt 2 the other day. Then I started 3. Fate is so funny because it's so like totally built on this Deus Ex Machina kind of system. I swear to God. I swear. Like the end of Lost Belt 2, it's like, oh shit, we're almost dead again. And then it's like, nah, just kidding. Something saved you. It needed a plot to go along and enjoy depression. From the plot we BS. I mean, I wouldn't say they BS through it. I would say what would they be called? What were those, I forgot what they were called, with those, like, semi-singularities between, like, before the Lost Belt started, like, those 4 with, Shinjuku. There was, Shimosa. What was that other one? I don't know, there was the other weird one, and then there was the Salem one. Those I'd say were a little weird. A little weird and way too, like, bizarre. But the Lost Belts definitely, they all tie together in some form. I would say. But it's just really interesting. I don't know, it's very interesting what's going on and these kind of breadcrumbs. And all that. Jinkarina. They are tied together by being depressing. Welcome to Fate universe. Life is depressing. Honestly, that's true. I think the weirdest part about this whole Lost Belt thing is it's all about, like, I feel like there's this overarching theme of, I guess, morality. If I would say that's correct, because we're going to just destroy these, like, the whole point is we're going to these places and wiping them out on purpose. And the fact that, like, we make these local friends and then they just go poof. Like, the end of Lost Belt 2 was definitely, like, depressing the anime.com. Or depression the anime. Like, it's like, really? Is that how you're gonna do this? You know, this new character that you love and just trying to get past this horrendous oppressive system and beat the evil big bad great. Now you murder their entire universe. Yeah. So Alex, basically, like, in the Fate Grand Order storyline, the singularities are a little different. The original, I would say, arc 1 of the story is a little different, but we're kind of like in this very large arc 2 that, oh, it's hard to explain, I think, without getting too far into spoilers, but imagine if you went into an alternate history, an alternate history of the world. That something changed in the past. That then you're in this current history, right? You know, long story short. But the thing is that obviously that alternate history isn't supposed to exist. You know, we're trying to restore proper history, as they call it in the game, proper human history. So you go into these Lost Belts, these alternate histories, and you know, you meet some cool NPCs and all this stuff, and it doesn't matter what you do there, because the whole point of you being there is you have to destroy that alternate history. So even though you're making friends and doing all kinds of stuff in these alternate histories, you know, it's like they gotta go. They gotta go because otherwise you can't restore proper human history. Alt history made physical gone wrong, spawning really weird alternate history that has to die to make the main history not as bad and eventually make normal history good and not dying. Yeah, it's very convoluted. I'm gonna say, like, it's a very, yeah, you know what? That is an excellent point, Alex. Yes, we're trying to preserve the sacred timeline. That's actually probably a very good explanation. Yes, we're trying to wipe out alternate histories, erase them, and preserve the sacred timeline. There you go. Alex gets it. We are the TVA. Yes, you're playing TVA in the game. We did it. We found the great explanation. I hope there's no Lokis. Oh boy, Alex, there's a lot of characters. I'm trying to keep the sauce pure in a world of dip and toppings. Yeah, basically. That's actually probably very good. Saberface's life. Yeah. But yeah, yeah, it's a lot of craziness, a lot of craziness. So yeah, I mean, I could probably get like into it, but it's honestly just very convoluted altogether. It's kind of convoluted to explain. just like all of Fate, right? Just like all of Fate. And some of those games, like I actually do want to play the original visual novel. I've actually done a pretty decent job staying away from spoilers. The only thing I've watched is Unlimited Blade Works and some Apocrypha. I've watched some Prisma Ilia, but that doesn't really count. You know, and then some of the Fate Grand Order animated stuff as well, of course. Which they've done an excellent job. That reminds me, I gotta watch the Solomon thing they made still, actually. Gigok made a video. I didn't watch it though because I don't know a lot of stuff, so I decided not to watch it. This has been fun. All good things come to an end. You must sleep. Fair enough. Tomorrow you have to go to the gym. Yeah. Get a good sleep, Alex. And hopefully you have a nice, easy time at the gym tomorrow. Well, maybe I shouldn't say that. I hope you can challenge yourself safely at the gym tomorrow. But I hope you have a good night. Have a good night, Alex. Thanks for being here as always. Thanks for hanging out. But yeah. Maybe I wonder if maybe I should do like a story. Maybe we'll do a story before we wrap up. Something a little different. Let's see here. Because yeah, I don't intend on doing a super long stream tonight. It's already been about 2 hours. 2 hours. Usually I do about 3 hours for ASMR, so maybe I'll do some stories people would like. Maybe at least like one. Maybe at least one. One campfire story. 1 or 2. Let's see. That story is a long one. These are probably like, it's funny because these are like really like old style stories too. Yeah, why don't we do a story? We were talking about it earlier and then we kind of got into talking, which is okay too. But yeah, why don't we do at least one? Check this out. Let's see. Try to find, do I have it here? I do not. Okay. Hell yeah, content. Hell yeah. Well, y'all do make it a lot easier. I do have like some stuff on the side to make noises, or you know, I could just go off on a tangent. Either works. Let's see, Crumb 2. Fix this. Okay, that's way too big. That's what she said. Why don't we set up for a story? At least. So everyone can follow along. And then we'll probably wrap it up for a bit. Being able to keep talking makes a good streamer. Being quiet tends to turn. Yeah, it. Like it's a lot of practice. Like honestly, like I've been doing this for over a year now, so it gets easier. I mean, there's some days I just feel like brain dead. It definitely makes it easier when you have some folks to talk to. Also one reason why I really enjoy the gaming streams, because at least there's always something I can talk about. But recently it has been a lot easier to kind of just have talking streams like this. Like this is actually very good practice for, just in general, I would say. Just in general. It's definitely a lot of fun. It's definitely a lot of fun just hanging out. I like the change in pace. I like the change in pace. It's definitely really, really good. You know, but it's definitely something, you know, and I do check in on some friends now and then, or at least maybe actually a lot of acquaintances, maybe I should say. A lot of acquaintances, I would say that I check in on them. And yeah, a lot of folks are quiet. A lot of folks are quiet. So you definitely have to just talk. Just talk. You know, it's not easy, but yeah, if you want to do content creation, you just gotta keep at it. Keep at it. Cover a good range of topics. Broach too many good topics. Well, that's good. That's good. Sometimes it's very easy for me to go like on a tangent sometimes, I guess. I guess, I mean, a lot of it I think has also to do with life experience. There's a lot of things that I can just kind of go off about. Things that happened, or things, you know, the way I feel about certain things. You know, it's definitely, I don't know. Sometimes I wonder if I jump around topics too much and if that turns people off, but hopefully not. I don't know. It's always like, I don't know, but it's like I'll just keep talking, I guess. Being a genuine set of persona makes it easier. Yeah, that's true. It's hard for, honestly, I can't fake. I can't be too much of a fake person. The most fake I can be is like if I'm doing sales, but even if I'm doing sales, I have to believe in the product at least a little bit. I can't completely fake it. That's for sure. You definitely have to, how do you say, I don't know. I'm really a lot more just honest than I should be, I think sometimes. You know? It's I don't know. You know? You can white lie. Nah, actually honestly I'm a very good liar. If that's surprising. I can actually lie very well. I just can't make up a persona. I can't be like a fake. I can't be like a fake person. You know, I don't want to be I don't want to play a character. I could be a character, but I don't want to play being someone else too much. You know, because I can't, you know, there is a difference. There's a difference. You know, lying and white lying, like I'm, people I'm very comfortable with, I'm actually pretty blunt because I don't want to white lie to them. It's like, now I'll tell you what's up. And sometimes it throws people off, I think. But it's like, nah, I just chat about things. Chat about things. Kind of go off on stuff. What's up, Viper? What's up? You know? It's like, say, because I've been trying, you kind of, let me turn this off for a second. Because like when it comes to content creation, I have a lot of ideas for things. But sometimes it's hard to find the time to put it together. And some of it does have to do with maybe being a bit more of a character, you know? Because you know, it's about how you approach it or how you sell something a little bit, you know? Because it is like that a little bit. I've used a different persona and things went south. Yeah, because either people will pick up on it after a while, honestly, especially like if you hang out with people a lot, some people can figure things out, honestly. Um, you know, people are a lot more astute than I think we give them credit for. Like people will get a vibe of something's off. Something's off here. Even if it's not immediately. So I think that's another reason maybe from my experience. Like I've you know, had experience with people being very fake. And yeah, I don't want to be fake. I don't like that feeling. I don't like that. You know. It's not, and it's also not easy. It's not easy to keep it up either. So sometimes like you might even accidentally just mess it up, you know, unintentionally, you know? And I think certain streamers or content creators, you know, if they have a persona or a character that they're able to play, all the more, you know, they're able to do it, bless them, you know? If they're able to do it and entertain, then whatever. But some people, you know, I can only do it to a certain extent. You know, I can't be 100% just like some other person. I can't do that. You know, I want to be myself. You know, I want to be hanging out with you guys. I want to be hanging out with Chad and having a good time and entertaining. And I guess that's one thing I've been trying to get better with. Get better with entertaining and accepting my type of humor. So, I think even some bigger streamers struggle with that. It is a struggle. It's a huge struggle. Content creation isn't easy. And it's volatile. It's very volatile because let's say like you and your vibe are trending for a while. What happens after that like ends? Like if you're based around like a specific meme or something ridiculous, will that last forever? Or, you know, even certain websites and things might even come to an end. Actually, that's even a good topic to bring up. Look at OnlyFans. Look at OnlyFans. People that content created on OnlyFans now have to decide where to go next if their content was, in particular, explicit content. Because if people here don't know, starting in October, OnlyFans will be banning and removing all explicit content on the site, which quite frankly OnlyFans is known for at this point. Let's be real. That's what it's known for. So, you know, content creation in of itself, you kind of have to be all over the place a little bit. You have to, diversify. You have to diversify. Because what might work one day, you know, if the website shuts down or something else happens, then what? There's actually, I watch a lot of videos from 𝗙cie𝗹𝗹𝟎, who's also the man behind Alpha Gaming on YouTube. And he is very upfront about his life in content creation. Almost to a fault. He is very honest, but I love that about him. He used to be very big on Vine, and look what happened to Vine. It just shut down one day. And then he said, now what? So now he has several businesses to keep afloat. With all content creation, I would say whatever accumulates your viewership is thankful and part luck, yeah. But if your content is what the viewers want, they follow you cross-platform. That's true. And that's the thing is that, you know, some people do diversify across platforms, but some do not. So that's the thing too, is like if you don't, you know, do a little bit here and there, like I post a little bit everywhere. Like I have a couple of clips on TikTok. I have some stuff on YouTube. because there's the whole problem with what's the phrase? What's the phrase? Oh my god. It's like I know it. I'm having an issue. My brain today. You know, with being found either way. With being found on the platform. Live streaming is a really interesting thing, to be honest. Like all kinds of content creation is interesting. Live streaming is interesting. I enjoy the challenge of it. I enjoy coming up with ideas. My struggle is one, will the viewers like it, which I think goes across everything. And then the other one is two, trying to sell it, honestly. Because I could put something together, but, you know, is it what people want? I don't know. That's why I struggle sometimes with doing, like, I don't know, I guess, like, giveaways and stuff. I used to have a specific game we would play, actually, with opening doors. And you would get prizes, and I always struggle with what prizes do people in chat want? Because I got no fucking clue. So I struggle with kind of remaking that game because, I don't know, because I have to put together stuff ahead of time. And I don't know, it's all kinds of stuff, you know, with all that involvement. So as far as that goes, but yeah. Because not everyone is on every platform. So I've been wanting to add like a YouTube stream once a week, but I just haven't had the time currently with that. Polls and viewership interaction probably help, but it's difficult to get people interacting. Yeah, I mean, like I had a survey I put together on a Google form recently. It had like 3 questions. But to be honest with you, I only had maybe a handful of responses out of everyone that probably had access to the survey, so it's definitely hard sometimes to get that kind of feedback. It's difficult to get feedback. So a lot of creation is with experimenting and seeing what sticks sometimes. It's definitely a big part of it. As far as that goes. So, gotta get clippers on board. Yeah, honestly, yeah, I debated doing something I saw a friend doing. I might do it starting in September. You know, people want like a badge on the Discord. Of being like top clipper for the month or something. I might start doing that in September. But honestly, like I've uploaded a ton of clips. They do okay. They do okay, I guess. Some are up as shorts. I put a handful of clips up. You know, it's kind of like a highlights reel. It did okay. Honestly, the ASMR videos probably get the best views on the channel currently still. So it's interesting. It's interesting seeing how the algorithms work and all that. I was actually debating doing a tutorial for something. Tutorials also seem to do pretty well. ASMR is in high demand. Yeah, I mean, it's funny because honestly, I kind of avoided it for a long time because I didn't know if maybe the viewership would like it, for one. I kind of felt like with the handful of times I did it, I wasn't sure if people were on board with it. But it seems to be doing well. It's definitely not a bad idea. You know, and I think moving forward, I'm gonna do it at least. This month I did it. I'm gonna be doing it 4 times this month. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna keep it on Fridays for now. And then possibly maybe. Let's see, I'm trying to think. Cause I want to make other scenes for it. I have the voice for it. Like, I hear that all the time. It's such a weird thing to hear. Because everyone hates their own voice. I got used to listening to my voice because I video edited, but honestly, like I can't look at my voice, or rather, I can't listen to my voice the same way others listen to it. So it's very difficult for me to envision, I suppose. But I do hear that a lot, so I really appreciate it. I really appreciate that kind of feedback. I mean, honestly, it's probably the top feedback I get on the channel. So that's why I figured maybe I should embrace it a little more. But like I said, it's hard. I experiment with these scenes because I don't have the fancy stuff for it. You know, I don't have the 3DO or anything like that. So, I experiment. You experiment with this, you know? And I really appreciate everyone that enjoys themselves and lurks and is having a good time. And yeah. So let's see. So with that note, why don't we do a story? Visual novels. Yeah. I've done. You know what it is? Is that I like acting out characters. So, uh, maybe I could do like a calm visual novel. Maybe I'll find one on Steam for something different for ASMR. But I like being funny. Maybe that's my problem. I like being a bit of a clown. So I like doing a lot of my random voices to act out characters too. That's what I try to do on like my Final Fantasy stream lately, at the very least. And Stardew. I enjoy acting out the characters too much. Because I did the Colonel Sanders game, and that was a really fun stream. I think I might upload that one. I think I might just straight up upload that VOD. The commentary makes it even better, yeah. So I just want people to have a good time. I really enjoy just being a goofball, I guess. So I guess that's what I worry about. I guess that's what I worry about a little bit. But yeah. I'll find something. Or maybe I could even experiment with playing something, or reading something just for YouTube or whatever. Um, like what was it? Someone said doing it chapters at a time. We could try that too. I'm always looking for ideas for YouTube anyway. Because sometimes because video editing is also a whole other ball game when it comes to that. I enjoy video editing. It's just very time consuming. That's for sure. That's for sure. But yeah, it really is. Video editing is definitely a beast on its own. I enjoy it, but it's the most challenging thing is like when I did my Phasmo stream, I had to edit down like four hours into a half an hour. Or at least I did my best in trying to. And I wanted the video to be as if you like the highlights of the stream, you know, not missing a beat on every like map and everything. And then I kind of wondered if maybe I should like re-edit it to like a highlight too, because I feel like it didn't do as well as I was hoping. Yeah, that's the thing is with video, like if I do a VOD can be anywhere from 3 to 6 hours. So I actually started editing my original Getting Over It stream, and that was like a 5-hour VOD. And yeah, it's very time consuming. So yeah, it's a lot of work. So I have been trying to go through my VODs on Twitch and just using the clip system actually for myself lately. I'm clipping myself. I am my own clipper as well. But that also means I have to sit there and listen to my own stupid VOD. So yeah, it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work trying to get off the ground sometimes, but that's okay. That's okay. I took on the challenge. I'm gonna keep at it for now. I do enjoy it. So, and everyone makes it worth it. Everyone makes it worth it. So it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. So let's see. Damn, did another half an hour of just chatting, huh? That's okay. That's okay. Let's do some stories. Let's do some stories now. A lot more VTubers compared to Clippers. Yeah, it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work. Gotta keep up on the game. Gotta keep up on the game. Cause now it's all about the TikToks, right? TikToks and shorts and all that stuff. It's like NesiVT is actually hiring people to be Clippers. Very smart of them, honestly. It's actually probably the smartest thing they could do. I'm surprised how Live hasn't done that yet. They definitely probably have the budget for that. And honestly, that's how a lot of VTubers have gotten off the ground. And Hololive in general is just translated Clippers. 𝗙cie 𝗹𝗹cie. Yeah, they do a good job with their videos, honestly. They do a really good job with all that sort of thing, so... You know, and then you go to their videos and they're really funny. they're incredibly funny. It's really, really good. It's really, really good, so... These days, everyone just wants bite-sized portions of content. That's the vibe. That's the vibe. So Zoe's gotta keep at it and try to keep up with it. But that's okay. It's okay. AutoTune Ready, how are you? Thank you so much for the follow. Welcome home. Hope you're having a good start to your weekend. Good start to your weekend. So yeah. Let's I'm gonna stop with the book teasing. So I have here the Book Scouts. Oh my fucking god. The Boy Scouts book of campfire stories. What a vibe here. Very nice. Thank you so much. Thank you. I'm gonna share a campfire story or two. And then maybe wrap things up in a little bit. So probably about like another half an hour or so. I appreciate it. I was like experimenting with new scenes, so I hope everyone's enjoying themselves. So here we go. Yeah, welcome. So let's see Alright, let's try again. The Boy Scouts book of campfire stories. Heck yeah. Let's see here. This is edited by Franklin K. Matthews. This is from, oh my god, it's from 1933. That's so funny. So these are very old style kind of stories, that's for sure. That's why I love doing these folk tales and fairy tales, honestly. They're a lot of fun. So we start off with the first one. The first one is called Silverhorns. You have a picture of a moose with some brush happening all around it in black and white. And this is written by Henry Van Dyke. The railway station of Bathurst, New Brunswick did not look particularly merry at 2 o'clock of a late September morning. There was an easterly haze driving in from the Baie des Chaleurs, and the darkness was so saturated with chilly moisture that an honest downpour of rain would have been a relief. 2 or 3 depressed and somnolent travelers yawned in the waiting room, which smelled horribly of smoky lamps. The telegraph instrument in the ticket office clicked spasmodically for a minute and then relapsed into a gloomy silence. The imperturbable station master was tipped back against the wall in a wooden armchair, with his feet on the table and his mind sunk in an old Christmas number of the Cowboy magazine. The express agent in the baggage room was going over his last week's waybills and accounts by the light of a lantern, trying to locate an error and sighing profanely to himself as he failed to find it. A wooden trunk tied with rope, a couple of dingy canvas bags, a long box marked Fresh Fish, Rush, and 2 large leather Portmanteaus with brass fittings were piled on the luggage truck at the far end of the platform, and beside the door of the waiting room, sheltered by the overhanging eaves, was a neat traveling bag with a gun case and a rod case leaning against the wall. The wet rails glittered dimly northward and southward away into the night. A few blurred lights glimmered from the village across the bridge. Dudley Hemingway had observed all these features of the landscape with silent dissatisfaction as he smoked steadily up and down the platform, waiting for the Maritime Express. It is usually irritating to arrive at the station on time for a train on the Intercolonial Railway. The arrangement is seldom mutual, and sometimes yesterday's train does not come along until tomorrow afternoon. Moreover, Hemingway was inwardly discontented with the fact that he was coming out of the woods instead of going in. Coming out always made him a little unhappy, whether his expedition had been successful or not. He did not like the thought that it was all over, and he had the very bad habit at such times of looking ahead and computing the slowly lessening number of chances that were left to him. 60-odd years, I may get to be that old and keep my shooting sight, he said to himself. That would give me a couple of dozen more camping trips. It's a short allowance. I wonder if any of them will be more lucky than this one. This makes the 7th year I've tried to get a moose, and the odd trick has gone against me every time. He tossed away the end of his cigar, which made a little trail of sparks as it rolled along the sopping platform, and turned to look in through the window of the ticket office. Something in the agent's attitude of literary absorption aggravated him. He went round to the door and opened it. Don't you know or care when this train is coming? Nope, said the man placidly. Well, when? What's the matter with her? And is she due? Due 20 minutes ago, said the man. 40 minutes late down to Newcastle. Get here 2:45, if nothing more happens. But what has happened? What's wrong with the beastly old road anyhow? Freight cars skipped the track, said the man. Up to Charlo. Everything hung up and kinder going slow till they get the line clear. Don't know nothing more. With this conclusive statement, the agent seemed to disclaim all responsibility for the future of impatient travelers and dropped his mind back into the magazine again. Hemingway lit another cigar and went into the baggage room to smoke with the expressman. It was nearly 3 o'clock when they heard the far-off shriek of the whistle sounding up from the south. Then, after an interval, the puffing of the engine on the upgrade. Then, the faint ringing of the rails, the increasing clatter of the train, and the blazing headlight of the locomotive swept slowly through the darkness past the platform. The engineer was leaning on one arm with his head out of the cab window, and Hemingway nodded as he passed and hurried into the ticket office, where the tic-tac of a conversation by telegraph was soon underway. The black porter of the Pullman car was looking out from the vestibule, and when he saw Hemingway, his sleepy face broadened into a grin reminiscent of many generous tips. What's up, Darkfire? How are you? I'm creating our campfire story right now. How's it going? How's the start of your weekend been? And one thing I have to say is I did not expect this type of vocabulary It kind of caught me off guard, some of these words. Taking a sip of water before I continue. These are a lot of, oh boy. It's been a while since I read something like this, that's for sure. Let's see here. Okay, that looks good. That looks good to continue from. But yeah, I hope the start of your weekend's been good for you, Darkfire. Welcome, welcome. All right. Howdy, Mr. Henny-Gray, he cried. Glad to see you again, sah. I got your section all right, sah. Let me take you things, sah. Train going to stop here for you some time yet, I reckon. Well, Charles, said Hemingway, take my things and put them in the car. Careful with that gun now. The Lord only knows how much time this train's going to lose. I'm going ahead to see the engineer. Thank you so much for the follow, Magnet. Welcome, welcome. Angus MacLeod was a grizzle-bearded Scotchman who had run a locomotive on the Intercolonial ever since the road was cut through the woods from New Brunswick to Quebec. Everyone who traveled often on that line knew him, and all who knew him well enough to get below his rough crust liked him for his big heart. Hello, MacLeod, said Hemingway as he came up through the darkness. Is that you? It's nane else, answered the engineer, as he stepped down from his cab and shook hands warmly. Who are ye, Dud, and where have ye been murdering the innocent beasties now? Ha' ye killed your moose yet? You've been chasing him these many years. Not much murdering, replied Hemingway. I had a queer trip this time, away up the 𝗙cie𝗹𝗹𝟐 with old MacDonald. You know him, don't you? Fine do I ken Rob MacDonald, and a good man he is. Who was it you couldn't slaughter stacks of moose with him to help you? Did you see Nain at all? Welcome, welcome, Magnet. Reading a campfire story, an old style campfire story from the Boy Scouts book of campfire stories. It's from like 1933. Let's see. Okay. Plenty, and one with the biggest horns in the world. But that's a long story, and there's no time to tell it now. Time to burn, Dud, nae fear it. It'll be an hour before the line's clear to Charlo, and they let us out of this. Come, oh my god, I can't believe they put the accent in like this. Come, hour up into the cab, mon, and tell us your tale. It's couthy and warm in the cab, and I'm willing to listen to your bloody adventures. So the two men clambered up into the engineer's seat. Hemingway gave MacLeod his longest and strongest cigar and filled his own briar-wood pipe. The rain was now pattering gently on the roof of the cab. The engine hissed and sizzled patiently in the darkness. The fragrant smoke curled steadily from the glowing tip of the cigar, but the pipe went out half a dozen times while Hemingway was telling the story of Silverthorns. Comfy vibes. I'm very glad, Magnet. Let's see here. Bedtime story time, half asleep, heck yeah. We went up the river to the Big Rock, just below Indian Falls. There we made our main camp, intending to hunt on 42 Mile Brook. There's quite a snarl of ponds and bogs at the head of it, and some burned hills over to the west, and it's very good moose country. But some other party had been there before us, and we saw nothing on the ponds except 2 cow moose and a calf. Coming out the next morning, we got a fine deer on the old wood road, a beautiful head, but I had plenty of deer heads already. Bonny creature, said McLeod. And what do you do with it when you had murdered it? Ate it, of course. I gave the head to Billy Boucher, the cook. He said he could get $10 for it. The next evening we went to one of the ponds again, and Injun Pete tried to call a moose for me, but it was no good. MacDonald was disgusted with Pete's calling, said it sounded like the bray of a wild ass of the wilderness. So the next day, we gave up calling and traveled the woods over toward the burned hills. In the afternoon, MacDonald found an enormous moose track. He thought it looked like a bull's track, though he wasn't quite positive. But then, you know, a Scotchman never likes to commit himself, except about theology or politics. Humph, grunted McLeod in the darkness, showing that the strike had counted. Well, we went on, following that track through the woods for an hour or two. It was a terrible country, I tell you. Tamarack swamps, and spruce thickets, and windfalls, and all kinds of misery. Presently, we came out on a bare rock on the burned hillside, and there, across a ravine, we could see the animal lying down just below the trunk of a big, dead spruce that had fallen. The beast's head and neck were hidden by some bushes, but the foreshoulder and side were in clear view, about 250 yards away. MacDonald seemed to be inclined to think that it was a bull, and that I ought to shoot. So I shot, and knocked splinters out of the spruce log. You could see them fly. The animal got up quickly and looked at us for a moment, shaking her long ears. Then the huge, unmitigated cow vamoosed into the brush. MacDonald remarked that it was a very fortunate shot, almost providential, and so it was, for if it had gone 6 inches lower, and the news gotten out at Bathurst, it would have cost me a fine of $200. "You did weel, dud," puffed McLeod. "Ver weel indeed for the coup." "After that," continued Hemingway, "of course my nerve was a little shaken, and we went back to the main camp on the river to rest over Sunday. That was all right, wasn't it, Mac?" "Aye," replied McLeod. "He was a strict member of the Presbyterian Church at Moncton. That was surely a very safe thing to do. Even a hunter, I'm thinking, wouldn't like to be breaking 12 commandments in the ane day, the 4th and the 6th. "Perhaps not. It's enough to break one, as you do once a fortnight when you run your train into Rivière-du-Loup Sunday morning. How's that, you old Calvinist?" "Dudley, my son," said the engineer, "then argue a point that you cannot understand. There's good and sufficient reasons for the train, but you'll never be claiming that moose hunting is a work unnecessary of mercy. No, of course not. But then, you see, barring Sundays, we felt that it was necessary to do all we could to get a moose, just for the sake of our reputations. Billy, the cook, was particularly strong about it. He said that an old woman in Bathurst, a kind of fortune-teller, had told him that he was going to have la bonne chance on this trip. He wanted to try his own mouth at calling. He had never really done it before, but he had been practicing all winter in imitation of a tame cow moose that Johnny Maru had, and he thought he could make the sound ben bon. So he got the birch bark horn and gave us a sample of his skill. MacDonald told me privately that it was NesiVT a deal better than Pete's 𝗙cie𝗹𝗹𝟎. We agreed to leave the Indian to keep the camp after locking up the whiskey flag in my bag, and take Billy with us on Monday to call at Hogan's Pond. It's a small bit of water about 3/4 of a mile long and 400 yards across, and 4 miles back from the river. There is no trail to it, but a blazed line runs part of the way, and for the rest you follow up the little brook that runs out of the pond. We stuck up our shelter in a hollow on the brook, half a mile below the pond, so that the smoke of our fire would not drift over the hunting ground, and waited till 5 o'clock in the afternoon. Then we went up to the pond and took our position in a clump of birch trees on the edge of the open meadow that runs round the east shore. Just at dark, Billy began to call, and it was beautiful. You know how it goes. 3 short grunts, and then a long ooh, ah, oh, winding up with another grunt. It sounded lonelier than a lovesick hippopotamus on the housetop. It rolled and echoed over the hills as if it would wake the dead. It was a fine moon shining and nearly full, and a few clouds floating by. Billy called and called and called again. The air grew colder and colder. Light frost on the meadow grass. Our teeth were chattering, fingers numb. Then we heard a bull give a soft bawl, away off to the southward. Presently we could hear his horns knock against the trees, far up on the hill. MacDonald whispered, "He's coming," and Billy gave another call. But it was another bull that answered, back of the north end of the pond, and pretty soon you could hear him rapping along through the woods. Then everything was still. "Call again," says MacDonald, and Billy called again. This time the bawl came from another bull on top of the western hill, straight across the pond. It seemed to start up the other 2 bulls, and we could hear all 3 of them thrashing along as fast as they could come towards the pond. "Call again, a wee one," says MacDonald, trembling with joy, and Billy called a little seducing call with 2 grunts at the end. Well, sir, at that, a cow and a calf came rushing down through the brush, not 200 yards away from us, and the 3 bulls went splash into the water, one at the south end, one at the north end, and one on the west shore. "Land," whispers MacDonald. "It's a menagerie." "Thud," said the engineer, getting down to open the furnace door a crack. "This is mair than murder you're coming at. It's a butchery, or else it's just a pack of lees." "I give you my word," said Hemingway. "It's all true as the catechism. But let me go on. The cow and the calf only stayed in the water a few minutes, and then ran back through the woods. But the 3 bulls went sloshing around in the pond as if they were looking for something. We could hear them, but we could not see any of them. The sky had clouded up, and they kept far away from us. Billy tried another short call, but they did not come any nearer. MacDonald whispered that he thought the one in the south end might be the biggest, and he might be feeding, and the 2 others might be young bulls, and they might be keeping away because they were afraid of the big one. This seemed reasonable, and I said that I was going to crawl around the meadow to the south end. "Keep near a tree," says Mac, and I started. It was a deep trail worn by animals through the high grass, and in this I crept along on my hands and knees. It was very wet and muddy. My boots were full of cold water. After 10 minutes, I came to a little point running out into the pond, and one young birch growing on it. Under this I crawled, and rising up on my knees, I looked over the top of the grass and bushes. There, in a shallow bay, standing knee-deep in the water, and rooting up the lily stems with his long, pendulous nose, was the biggest and blackest bull moose in the world. As he pulled roots from the mud and tossed up his dripping head, I could see his horns, 4.5 feet across, as if they were an inch, and the palms shining like tea trays in the moonlight. I tell you, old Silverhorns was the most beautiful monster I ever saw. But he was too far away to shoot by that dim light, so I left my birch tree and crawled along toward the edge of the bay. A breath of wind must have blown across me to him, for he lifted his head, sniffed, grunted, came out of the water, and began to trot slowly along the trail which led past me. I knelt on one knee and tried to take aim. A black cloud came over the moon. I couldn't see either of the sights on the gun. But when the bull came opposite to me, about 50 yards off, I blazed away at a venture. He reared straight up on his hind legs. It looked as if he rose 50 feet in the air, wheeled and wept, and went walloping along the trail around the south end of the pond. In a minute, he was lost in the woods. Goodbye, Silverhorns. Ye tell it weel, said McLeod, reaching out for a fresh cigar. Begs, a dude Sir Walter himself could improve upon it, and say thoughts the way ye didna murder per Silverthorns. It's a tale I'm joyful to be hearing. Wait a bit, Hemingway answered. That's not the end, by a long shot. There's worse to follow. The next morning, we returned to the pond at daybreak, for MacDonald thought I might have wounded the moose. We searched the bushes and the woods where he went out very carefully, looking for drops of blood on his trail. Blood, groaned the engineer. Hatchman, wouldn't that come nigh to make great to find the beast's red blood splashed over the leaves, and think of him staggering on through the forest, dripping the heart out of him with every step. But we didn't find any blood, you old sentimentalist. That shot in the dark was a clear miss. We followed the trail by broken bushes and footprints for half a mile, and then came back to the pond and turned to go down through the edge of the woods to the camp. It was just after sunrise. I was walking a few yards ahead, MacDonald next, and Billy last. Suddenly, he looked around to the left, gave a low whistle, and dropped to the ground, pointing northward. Away at the head of the pond, beyond the glitter of the sun on the water, the big blackness of Silverhorn's head and body was pushing through the bushes, dripping with dew. Each of us flopped down behind the nearest shrub, as if we had been playing squat tag. Billy had the birch bark horn with him, and he gave a low, short call. Silverhorns heard it, turned, and came parading slowly down the western shore, now on the sand beach, now splashing through the shallow water. He could see every motion and hear every sound. He marched along as if he owned the earth, swinging his huge head from side to side and grunting at each step. You see, we were just on the edge of the woods, strung along the south end of the pond. Billy nearest the west shore, where the moose was walking, MacDonald next, and I last, perhaps 15 yards farther to the east. It was a fool arrangement, but we had no time to think about it. MacDonald whispered that I should wait till the moose came close to us and stopped. So I waited. I could see him swagger along the sand and step out around the fallen logs. The nearer he came, the bigger his horns looked. Each palm was like an enormous silver fish fork with 20 prongs. Then he went out of my sight for a minute as he passed around a little bay in the southwest corner getting nearer and nearer to Billy. But I could still hear his steps distinctly. Slosh, 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 thud, thud, thud. Closer came the sound, till it was directly behind the dense green branches of a fallen balsam tree, not 20 feet away from Billy. Then suddenly, the noise ceased. I could hear my own heart pounding at my ribs, but nothing else. And of Silverhorns not hair nor hide was visible. It looked as if he must be a Busham and had the power to softly and silently vanish away. Billy and Mac were beckoning me fiercely and pointing to the green balsam top. I gripped my rifle and started to creep toward them. A little twig, about as thick as the tip of a fishing rod, cracked under my knee. There was a terrible crash behind the balsam, a plunging through the underbrush, and a rattling among the branches. A lumbering gallop up the hill, through the forest, and Silverhorns was gone into the invisible. He had stopped behind the tree because he smelled the grease on Billy's boots. As he stood there hesitating, Billy and Mac could see his shoulder and his side through a gap in the branches, a dead easy shot. But so far as I was concerned, he might as well have been in Alaska. I told you that the way we had placed ourselves was a fool arrangement, but MacDonald would not say anything about it, except to express his conviction that it was not predestinated he should get that moose. "I dinna ken old Rob had so much theology about him," commented McLeod. "But now I'm thinking you went back to your main camp and let poor Silverhorns lived his life. Not much did we, for now we knew that he wasn't badly frightened by the adventure of the night before, and that we might get another chance at him. In the afternoon, it began to rain, and it poured for 48 hours. We covered in our shelter before a smoky fire, and lived on short rations of crackers and dried prunes. It was a hungry time. Oh, wasn't there slathers of food at the main camp? Only fool would ken enough to gae down to the river and take a good fillip. But that wasn't what we wanted. It was Silverhorns. Billy and I made MacDonald stay, and Thursday afternoon, when the clouds broke away, we went back to the pond to have a last try at turning our luck. This time, we took our positions with great care. Among some small spruces on a joint that ran out from the southern meadow, I was farthest to the west. MacDonald, who had also brought his gun, was next. Billy, with the horn, was farthest away from the point where he thought the moose would come out. So Billy began to call, very beautifully. The long echoes went bellowing over the hills. The afternoon was still, and the setting sun shone through a light mist like a ball of red gold. 15 minutes after sundown, the Silverhorns gave a loud bawl from the western ridge and came crashing down the hill. He cleared the bushes 200 or 300 yards to our left with a leap, rushed into the pond, and came wading around the south shore towards us. The bank here was rather high, perhaps 4 feet above the water, and the mud below, it was deep, so that the moose sank into his knees. I give you my word, as he came along, there was nothing visible to Mac and me except his ears and his horns. Everything else was hidden below the bank. There were we behind our little spruce trees, And there was Silverhorns, standing still now, right in front of us. And all that Mac and I could see were those big ears and those magnificent antlers, appearing and disappearing as he lifted and lowered his head. It was a fearful situation. And there was Billy, with his birch bark pooter, 40 yards below us. He could see the moose perfectly. I looked at Mac, and he looked at me. He whispered something about predestination. Then Billy lifted his horn and made ready to give a little soft grunt to see if the moose wouldn't move along a bit, just to oblige us. But as Billy drew in his breath, one of those fool flies that are always blundering around a man's face flew straight down his throat. Instead of a call, he burst out with a furious, strangling fit of coughing. The moose gave a snort and a wild leap in the water and galloped away under the bank the way he had come. Mac and I both fired at his vanishing ears and horns, but of course, all aboard, the conductor's shout rang along the platform. "Line's clear," exclaimed McLeod, rising. "No, we'll be off. Will you stay here with me, or gang away back to your bed?" "Here," answered Hemingway, not budging from his place on the bench. The bell clanged, and the powerful machine puffed out on its flaring way through the night. Faster and faster came the big explosive breaths until they blended in a long, steady roar, and the train was sweeping northward at 40 miles an hour. The clouds had broken. The night had grown colder. The gibbous moon gleamed over the vast and solitary landscape. It was a different thing to Hemingway, riding in the cab of the locomotive, from an ordinary journey in the passenger car, or an unconscious ride in the sleeper. Here he was on the crest of motion, at the forefront of speed, and the quivering engine, with the long train behind it, seemed like a living creature leaping along the track. It responded to the labor of the fireman and the touch of the engineer, almost as if it could think and feel. Its pace quickened without a jar. Its great eye pierced the silvery space of moonlight with a shaft of blazing yellow. The rails sang before it and trembled behind it. It was an obedient and joyful monster, conquering distance and devouring darkness. On the wide, level barrens beyond the 𝗙cie𝗹𝗹liche River, the locomotive reached its best speed, purring like a huge cat and running smoothly. McLeod leaned back on his bench with a satisfied air. "She's doing fine the night," said he. "I'm thinking, whiles all your Silverhorns, where is he now? Up on Haken Pond, gallanting around, glitch and moon with a lady moose, and the gladness just bubbling in his hair? You're no sorry that he's leaving yet, are you, Dud?" "Well," answered Hemingway slowly, between the puffs of his pipe, "I can't say I'm sorry that he's alive and happy, though I'm not glad that I lost him. But he did his best, the old rogue. He played a good game, and he deserved to win. Where he is now, nobody can tell. He was traveling like a streak of lightning when I last saw him. By this time he may be—" "What's youn?" cried McLeod, springing up. Far ahead, in the narrow apex of the converging rails, stood a black form, motionless, mysterious. McLeod grasped the whistle cord. The black form loomed higher in the moonlight and was clearly silhouetted against the horizon. A big moose standing across the track. They could see his grotesque head, his shadowy horns, high, sloping shoulders. The engineer pulled the cord. The whistle shrieked loud and long. The moose turned and faced the sound. The glare of the headlight fascinated, challenged, and angered him. There he stood defiant, front feet planted wide apart, head lowered, gazing steadily at the unknown enemy that was rushing toward him. He was the monarch of the wilderness. There was nothing in the world that he feared, except those strange-smelling little beasts on two legs who crept around through the woods and shot fire out of sticks. This was surely not one of those treacherous animals, but some strange new creature that dared to shriek at him and try to drive him out of its way. He would not move. He would try his strength against this big, yellow-eyed beast. "Losh," cried McLeod. "He's gonna fetch to us." And he dropped the cord, grabbed the levers, and threw the steam off and the brakes on hard. The heavy train slid groaning and jarring along the track. The moose never stirred. The fire smoldered in his small, narrow eyes. His black crest was bristling. As the engine bore down upon him, not a rod away, he reared high in the air, his antlers flashing in the blaze, and struck full at the headlight with his immense forefeet. There was a shattering of glass, a crash, a heavy shock, and the train slid on through the darkness, lit only by the moon. 30 or 40 yards beyond, the momentum was exhausted, and the engine came to a stop. Hemingway and McLeod clambered down and ran back with the other trainmen and a few of the passengers. The moose was lying in the ditch beside the track, stone dead and frightfully shattered, but the great head and the vast spreading antlers were intact. "Silver horns, sure enough," said McLeod, bending over him. "He was crossin' frae the biscuit to the 𝗙cie, but he didn't get across. Well, Dud, are you glad you killed your first moose?" "Yes," said Hemingway. "It's my first moose, but it's your first moose too. And I think it's our last. Ye gods, what a fighter." I definitely did not expect the moose versus train climax there. That's for sure. That was definitely quite unexpected, I would say, as far as that goes. But that was definitely a very interesting story. There's a lot of very, very old vocab and big words, and I did my best. Definitely showed its age in some parts. Yeah, it definitely did. It definitely did. I started really realizing I had to be careful and a possible vocabulary in some of these old stories. I was like, wait a sec. Let me take a second look at this sort of thing. Oh man. Let's see. But yeah, that I definitely didn't expect the moose versus train thing. That's for sure. That's for sure. That was something, I suppose, huh? It was something. It's actually very interesting. It's very interesting. Moose really are gigantic. I've actually never seen one IRL, and I think it wasn't until maybe like a year or two ago I had seen like a video that really showed just how huge they are. I think it was a video of, um, it was a video of a moose going through like the snow, and it was like a really bad snowfall. So it really kind of put into perspective that the moose was just walking through the snow like as if there was nothing in front of it, to be honest with you. Like as if there was nothing standing in its way, which was kind of wild. It was definitely kind of wild. Like as far as that goes. Same height as an elephant, if not taller. Really? I mean, yeah, probably they're very tall. They're huge animals. They're huge animals, and I think that's the thing. Like, I didn't realize just how tall and crazy they were. You know, it's very, very wild. It's very wild. As far as that goes. Let's see. I'm trying to see who's up to stuff. Yeah, that was something. The accented dialogue was unexpected. Did my best. Did my best with it. Gosh, I'm trying to find. Oh, maybe this person. There's someone here reading. Trying to find someone else doing ASMR that isn't just ear licking, since I guess that's like the meta. It's freaking wild. What's up, Miguel? How are you? Thank you so much for the follow. Welcome, welcome. Let's see here. There's someone here doing some stories. Maybe that might be a good idea to drop into. Let's see. Sending good vibes. Let's see. They seem they might be kind of chill. Might be kind of chill. It being midnight doesn't help. That's true. Yeah, it's almost 12:30 here a.m. So yeah, it's definitely nighttime. It's nighttime. Everyone's probably vibing, so I'm trying to find someone with a similar vibe right now. Let's see. I don't think. Alright, so I found another ASMR stream that they're just reading stories, so it has a very similar vibe. That might be a good idea to drop in on that one. Try and keep the flow going. I remember once I had a friend that did an AS, because I was debating just ending stream, but then if I auto-host someone, because of the Twitch system, it might be like something loud, you don't know what you're gonna get, so we'll try to keep the comfy vibes moving forward. With that being said, let's see. Thank you for the stories. Thanks for being here, Magnet. I do also have some uploaded stories over on YouTube as well. I did a stream of almost 2 hours of Japanese fairy tales that I just put up this week, that I hope also everyone enjoys. So there's a lot of ASMR reading. If anyone else also wants to check that out, be more than appreciated. And all that. We're not going to do a raid message or anything. I think we're just going to raid and just keep it simple. Try to spell that correctly. Yeah. Japanese fairy tale stream. That was a trip. Yeah, it was a lot of fun stories, right? That was a lot of fun stories, honestly. It's very unique. It's a very unique stories, I would say. So Nation is also doing, he's doing some Edgar Allan Poe stories. So if you'd like to continue hearing some stories, so give Nation some love. They seem pretty chill. But thanks everybody for being here. Thank you so much for the almost 3 hours of fun talks, as always. As always, if you're new to the channel, I'm going to continue doing ASMR on Friday nights. And then on Monday and Wednesdays, we do gaming. Gaming. It's a bit more loud and chaotic, a bit more entertaining, but I hope everyone enjoys. If you'd like to come back and stop by, stop by. And that too, those have noises too. It's a lot more noisy the rest of the week. But I hope everyone had a chill time. Hope everyone has an absolutely wonderful weekend, and hopefully I'll see you all on Monday. Until then, take care everybody.